Auto Supply, your Napa dealer. And YouTube, Rumble, and Facebook video feed brought to you by Desert Sand Water Well. Online at desertsandsn.com.
Today is a very special day.
International Women's Day takes place every year on the 8th of March.
We are strong adult women.
Women are responsible for 2/3 of the work done worldwide.
Women are tough.
Women are strong.
Women are mysterious.
I am woman. Hear me roar.
I'm very excited to welcome you to International Women's Day.
Happy International Women's Day.
Chin up.
It's showtime.
I am woman, hear me roar. So Tom A says.
Morning.
It is a International Women's Day. Question of the day already up on Facebook, and it is, do you know any inspirational women? I would love to hear from you. You can text 877-396-W105. Text line this morning. Being brought to you by Kubota and Amigo Machinery, online at amigo-machinery.com. The question of the day being brought to you by Napa and Lovington Auto Supplies. Watching on anywhere, YouTube, Rumble, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook. That's being brought to you by Desert Sands Water Well, online, desertsandsnm.com. Mention B in the Breakfast Club. Get 10% off, but just mentioning B in the Breakfast Club. Broadcasting from the Inn of the Mountain Gods Casino. And, of course, we are being powered by our buddies at Carlsbad Chevrolet. Get in there today. Daniel's making deals. 608, howdy. How's everybody doing this morning?
Hello.
That would include
yes.
you.
Yes.
That's a yes. How are you? Yes.
Good morning.
Oh, well, life has been pretty rough, huh? Yeah. Today, Discover What Your Name Means Day. Girls Write Day. Girls Write, like you're writing now day. International Women's Day. Nasty Day. National Be Nasty Day. Like you need a darn excuse or a day. National Peanut Butter Cluster Day and Proofreading Day. Tom, another day that they have designed just for you. Proofreading Day. Sure day. And that's pretty much everything going on. Americans are drinking less beer after Bud Light, among others, raised their prices. Look, inflation, their transportation cost is going up. The cost of aluminum cans have gone up.
Yep.
Last quarter, the average prices of 24-pack of beer, 12-ounce beer, went up 8%.
Whoa.
And supposedly people are drinking less beer than ever before. I really don't know if I'm buying into that. And all Walmart stores in Portland are now closed amid a record-breaking retail theft that has been going on. So they just Walmart decided, we're just going to shut all our stores down.
Well, I mean, what could possibly go wrong? They're just going to allow people to walk out the door with under $1,000, and they're not going to prosecute them under $1,000. Well, how could that go wrong?
Yeah, and so, they just decided they're just going to shut the doors. Thank you for allowing commerce to, it didn't work out. Today is International Women's Day. We mark the occasion. Mattel, the owner of Barbie, is honoring a select group of pioneers in their own Barbie doll. And, the longtime CEO of YouTube, she gets a Barbie doll. The DNA company, 23andMe, their CEO gets a Barbie doll. Who else gets a Barbie doll? Looks like Janet, the professor and pediatric at University of California, San Francisco, gets their own Barbie doll design. So they picked several women and decided they would all be, when I say get their Barbie doll, they designed a Barbie doll just like them. So congratulations to them. Texas wildlife officials captured an 8-foot alligator on Saturday at a home of a woman who had raised it as a pet for 20 years.
Oh.
She actually got him when she stole an egg from the Texas Reptile Farm 2 decades ago and raised the 20-foot gator as a pet. What could go wrong with that?
Yeah. He didn't eat her up.
No. Just as a pet. I mean, I guess they are trainable. U.S. and Mexico officials confirmed yesterday that 4 of the 2 Americans that were kidnapped are dead. That, of course, happened in Matamoros, Mexico. And they are now saying that the individuals that perpetrated this kidnapping are part of the Gulf cartel. So they are part of the cartel. America, get your head, pull it right out of your backside. Pull it right. Drugs are flowing over the border. And then what next with the cartels? And by the way, under Biden, they are now saying they're making 26 times more than they were under Trump because drugs are just flowing over. People are flowing over. Yeah. Keep up the great work. Seriously, keep it up. Kentucky House of Representatives passed a bill that would prohibit healthcare professionals from using medical interventions such as puberty blockers or sex change operations on minors who identify as transgenders. All they're saying, wait until that person is 18 years of age. Nothing more, nothing less. Morning show this morning being brought to you by up-s.com. Talk about United Pump and Supply. They are moving to, opening an office in Carlsbad really, really soon. They're actually looking for folks. If you are a relief valve technician, they are hiring. Go to the website for more information, up-s.com. And if you're looking for a company that can stand up to the pressure, United Pump and Supply is that company. They got 60 years of experience. They would love to show you exactly what they can do for you. They provide top-of-the-line chemical pumps, valves, chokes, gauges, and they handle nothing but the top in the industry like Mercer, Superior Products, Chicago Valve, also Warren Sharp, LMI, TechStream, and the list goes on and on. More information at UP&S in Carlsbad. They're opening real soon. The website's actually up-s.com for more information. Cloudy day today, getting up to about only 51. That's it. Maybe some fog late tonight. 46 for the overnight low as you rise and shine and head off to work tomorrow. There will be fog and a high getting up to about 72. Great news is by the weekend, temperatures are back up.
Saw that.
And by Saturday, we're talking about like maybe 80, 83.
Speedo time. On
Saturday. So break out the suntan lotion. Check out the weather this morning being brought to you by Platinum Auto Service under new ownership. They have changed management and ownership, and they're getting the vehicles out rather quickly. If you need them to do diagnostic work, they can handle that. Need them to do stuff like brakes, tires, AC service, alignments. Maybe you got a truck that you want it lifted and leveled and put the skid plates on and all of that. They can do all that work for you, too. They do preventative maintenance, diagnostic. Also, they do maintenance service, scheduled maintenance. And if you want them to take care of your fleet, they can handle that. Find them in Carlsbad. That number is 575-689-6900. Now doing window tinting. Tucker Carlson, I thought we were going to get more videos last night. And there are people saying that Fox News caved.
Really?
Could it be that Rupert Murdoch, who is under investigation, made some type of deal with the feds? I'm just saying, because the videos, I went back and watched it this morning. I thought we were going to get more videos. No videos. Will, did you watch it? Tucker,
I didn't see anything either.
Yeah, there no videos. So I hate to think like that, but I think that maybe Rupert Murdoch made a deal with the devil.
Either that or they're just drawing this out.
That could be the other thing. All right, text line open. We'll come back. Tweet of the day coming up. Also, things that happened on this date in history, price of oil, and more. It's already 17 after 6.
Text. Biden's press secretary said because of Biden's work at the border, they are seizing record numbers of fentanyl. What she's failing to mention is they are record numbers because of his lack of work. He's such a POS, says this text. And B.
What?
People are asking, are you hungover this morning?
Why would I be hungover?
This text says, he just said two things backwards. Laugh out loud. And another text says,
what exactly did I say?
Daily occurrence.
Yeah.
Regardless, that's not anything surprising or new.
So what did I say backwards?
This one text says, B, 4 of the 2 are dead. Was that a Biden moment?
2 out of the 4 is dead.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was trying to go really, really quick.
Right. Gotcha.
You knew what I was talking about, right?
Right. But he says, Tom gets a Barbie doll that looks like Hillary Clinton, says the texter.
I wonder if it's got the hail damage on its butt.
And the question of the day, inspirational women. Pastor Heather Bean at the Cowboy Junction Church, most inspirational woman that I know, says.
Fantastic.
Yeah, ready to go. B.
So Tucker Carlson last night did talk about with the Capitol Police officer that was completely ignored when it came to the January 6th panel. And he's the guy that was wearing the Make America Great hat. Now, he pulled no punches, said that he was a Biden supporter at that point. He actually lost his job for putting that hat on. Tank Johnson, 22-year veteran, actually was lost his job and was driving a taxi cab, I think, if I remember correctly. But they never went to him. He lost his job. They never questioned him about what the heck was going on. And a little bit, I will play. I want to call them Capitol Police, but I also want to call them guides, because that's what they were on that day. They were showing people. It was like they were showing people around. They were.
Well, I wonder how much of that came straight from the Democrats, straight from Pelosi herself, and said, all right, so, and how many of these people were just Trump supporters? But how many of these people were told, okay, allow them in, facilitate them into these areas so that we can get what we need?
I mean, the dude is asking, okay, so where are the choke points? Where are the ins and the outs? And the police officer's like, he took him all around like he's on a guided tour. So I'll play the cut coming up in just a second. 620 price of oil this morning being brought to you by Spinnaker Oilfield Cementers, currently hiring. They do have training programs if you need some help. If you've ever run a frac crew, you supervised a frac crew, Spinnaker can teach you how to become a cementing supervisor with the SSIT program. And if you've ever run a blender in the past, Spinnaker can teach you how to become a cementing equipment operator. They do have a training program for that. Must have a CDL and willing to work a lot of hours. You'll receive top pay and one of the best benefit packages in the industry. Need housing coming from out of town and need housing? That's not going to be a problem. They can't provide that. Spinnaker is an equal opportunity employer, drug-free employer. Text Oilfield 63566 or go to greatoilfieldjobs.com for more information.
West Texas Intermediate, $77.24 this morning, $83.05 for Brent crude, and the price of natural gas, $2.41.
All right, it looks like more than 1.2 million people in France marched. They are raising the age limit for them to get their what's equivalent to Social Security, their pension. So they are raising the age limit to 64. No retiring at 62. You have to be 64 and above. And people are pissed. You know what's going to happen in America? They are going to raise the age limit to 70. There is already talks out there that they will raise the age limit to 70. So what will happen is early retirement will be at 65, 67 and a half will be that midpoint, and then 70 plus is when you get your full retirement. 70. Tom, you think you can work another, I don't know, 7.5 years?
I'm thinking 20. That puts me at 83.
And you actually think you're going to make it to 83?
Oh, yeah. Look, my family has a long lifeline. They live long.
Wait. Let me get
side.
this right. Yeah. When did your dad die?
1974. He was 39.
39. Okay.
I've already outlived him twice.
Yeah, I was a little confused with that when you talk about this long lifeline. So,
on my mama's side.
Well, I would think if your daddy was a donor, you would have to look at mother and father. Just throwing it out there.
I think you're putting way too much charity in my nature.
Yeah.
Thinking you're going to work till 83.
Yeah. Oh.
Well,
yeah.
You know, I'm just starting.
I don't even want to work to 83.
My second half of my life was just started.
I think at 73, I'm done.
Oh, yeah.
If I make it that far. Took my blood pressure today. There's a lady that comes around and she checks people's blood pressure, and she'll check their sugar and that type of stuff. You give her 100 pesos, which is $2. And so they took my blood pressure.
What was it?
And my blood pressure was 127/78.
Well, that's
pretty good.
And my wife's blood pressure, not so good. 137/80 something.
That's not that bad.
Ain't that
That's
bad.
barely.
Yeah, it ain't that bad, but
could be better.
Not that good. And I've got 3 people here I know in the Philippines that have all died from high blood pressure because they don't know how to treat it. I'm going to be honest with you. They don't put people on medication. So I put a directive out to the wife. Tomorrow you're starting to exercise.
Oh, God.
Uh-oh. Right.
So we went out to eat at a restaurant tonight. I left her at the restaurant. I rode the motorbike back. I made her walk home.
Oh, damn, B.
I sure the hell did.
In the dark? Really?
Dude, it wasn't that high.
She needs to get her and go. So
if it was 150, maybe.
I'm just trying to help her. I mean that's what I'm here for. I'm a helping hand.
Yeah, I can tell. So you're not just an ass. You're trying to help her.
So she made it. She made it to the coffee shop, and so
be.
All right. In the middle of that, though, she stopped and got bread. Well, it was hot. It smelled so good. Yeah, I think you're not going in the right direction here. I think I'm gonna have to leave you further out next time, away from the bread too. All right.
Just cut down on the salt.
Yeah, no doubt.
Holy moly.
What?
Jeffro says my blood pressure was 211/119 the other day.
God.
Oh, dude.
Holy God, bro. You're going to stroke out.
Right. Mine was 129/87 when I went to see my doctor 2 weeks ago.
Up.
You were such a liar, Tom.
I am not. I am not.
Dude.
I was surprised like everybody else.
Shut up.
That's what my doctor says. Wow, you're doing good. By the way, I see my brain doctor tomorrow.
Shut up. That quack?
No, it's the one here.
That quack?
It's the one here in Norley. So, yeah.
All right. The tweet of the day this morning being brought to you by Hobbs Airfield Speedway. Hobbs Airfield Speedway. Big races coming up this weekend. Friday, Test and Tune, 6 p.m. to 11. And then on Saturday, the big races. Olympia is back. and they're going to be racing a small tire shootout. Also, daily drivers, True Street, small tire, tailgate, run what you brung it, and more. Gates open at 11 o'clock. Races start right after the drivers' meeting at 2. And you can follow everything going on at the Hobbs Airfield Speedway on TikTok, Instagram, and on Facebook. Or you can, if you want to drive and race this weekend, call Jamal for more information. 575-631-5099, proud sponsor of the Tweet of the Day. Will, have you ever watched The Proud Family?
No, but I've seen clips of it, and it is atrocious.
Yeah, it is a African-American cartoon where
Slaves
they talk.
built this country.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's the clip I got. And the Knowledge Tree, which is actually an African-American woman that debunks stuff. And she squashes woke stuff pretty regularly. And she is the tweet of the day. Here's what she said.
This country was built on slavery, which means slaves built this country.
No, slaves did not build this country. Allow me to explain.
This country was built on slavery, which means slaves built this country.
The land that we know now as Virginia was first colonized in 1607 by English travelers under King James, which was named Jamestown at the time. No African slaves were with them during this time. So they, the English, built their colonies, not slaves.
Oh, you colonizers, though.
Wait a minute.
Slaves
Did
built.
their whole narrative just get debunked in like 5 seconds? Well,
Yeah.
and how many years did slavery exist over the entirety of America?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, and what about the areas that didn't have that much slavery?
Some places did not have any slavery. So I appreciate her for debunking the whole thing, but the Proud Family could actually be a great cartoon, but it's got so much woke crap that it's terrible.
Why would you push racism and hatred and division on kids?
Well, that's what they do. All right, it looks like kids in New Mexico may soon be spending more time at school. The bill would extend class time. Clearly cleared a major hurdle yesterday, inching a little bit closer to the governor's desk. House Bill 130 sailed through the House Tuesday with no opposition. Sponsors expected to get to the finish line, and so that bill would actually give you more time at school, and also you'd have to have 60 credit hours to graduate. I think I got that right, but yeah, more time at school. So there would be more time that you would actually spend at school. Good, bad? What's your thoughts, Tom?
Like everything else, those are just worthless bills.
This is actually a bill that got zero opposition from Republicans or Democrats, and you called it a worthless bill.
Yeah.
Please tell us why, Tom.
Because, simply put, guys, I mean, you can't tell those kids about this law.
That's all I hear.
Oh my God! Thanks.
Here it comes. I'm trying to think of an answer because I'm just pulling stuff out of my backside, and so I'm just gonna say words.
I'm just gonna say, with an ass that big, you would think stuff would slide. If you're trying to pull stuff out, it would just like. I think it's actually a good thing. Getting kids to more time in front of teachers, spending more time at schools might help us dig out of this.
Here's my thing. I'm more for quality rather than quantity.
That's what I was going to say.
Whatever. Just shush.
Shut up.
if the problem is, and I think the different Japanese cultures and some of these others have proven that there are certain they actually do go to school more, but they have different breaks during the day. There's some pretty good formula we could follow from some of these.
But will they also have something that is hard to find in America, and that's helicopter parents?
Oh, I was going to say there's that too. But
the helicopter parents are the ones that probably push it across. All right, White House strongly disagreeing with what they're calling a January 6th and the insurrection, saying that they were peaceful protests. They say is a big slap in the face for everybody that lost their lives at the Capitol. Are you talking about Ashley Babbitt and the police officer? I want you to think about this. The people that killed any police officers that killed anybody, including what's his name? The guy that died from fentanyl overdose that they said
George Floyd.
How soon was it that we had their pictures and their names? A day? 2 days? I'm thinking it was a day.
But B, they're totally okay with Capitol Police shooting an unarmed woman. They're totally okay with it.
No name,
because
no information at all.
It was a Republican woman. They're totally okay with it, though.
Oh, okay, I got it. 6:33 morning show this morning being brought to you by All American Cleaners. All American Cleaners that can wash, dry, and fold your clothes. 17 pounds, $16.99. Roswell, Artesia, Carlsbad, Lovington, Hobbs, Eunice, and now in Jowl. They can take care of all your clothes, including starching you up, keeping you looking good. It's All American Cleaners. All right, let's get to the Capitol Police. Capitol Police / guides, because that's exactly what they were showing these people around. No joke. Here's the video and the audio from exactly that. Try to follow this.
This goes to the main entrance to the floor, but it's basically, but there's the stairwell right here, dude. I mean, it's not going to happen.
Did you see any or hear any fear in this guy, the Capitol Police officer?
Pretty casual.
But I don't think he was fearful at all.
Was he telling people to stop or don't come in here?
No. No, do you know how many times the, what was it called, the QAnon shaman, that they passed this guy? And they were also going with him, opening doors and showing him around. But do you know how many times Capitol Police passed this guy and never once said, come with me, I'm going to detain you, I am going to handcuff you, I'm going to flex card you, I'm going to do whatever? Nothing.
Well, nothing. Not only passed him within arm's length.
Yeah,
without any even reaching out to try to stop him, or in fact, I'm surprised they didn't high five him. They do gave prayers of thanks to the police later.
Yeah, that's the other part.
In. Yeah.
So yesterday, Chuck Schumer went to the floor and talked about the big sham, Tucker Carlson. This is the biggest sham. Well, the whole idea of the January 6th and the production that you put on for the investigation, that wasn't a sham, but this is a sham. Here's what Chuck Schumer had to say.
I don't think I've ever seen a primetime cable news anchor manipulate his viewers the way Mr. Carlson did last night. I don't think I've ever seen an anchor treat the American people and American democracy with such disdain. And he's going to come back tonight with another segment. Fox News should tell him not to. Fox News, Rupert Murdoch, tell Carlson not to run a second segment of lies. You know it's a lie. You've admitted it's a lie.
So where were you, Chuck, when CNN was spreading all this disinformation? Where were you?
I'm just curious, what part was a lie, Chuck? The video that we were allowed just to watch?
Wait, look, Will, you're not smart enough to make a determination on your own.
Clearly not.
That's what they're saying. You are not smart enough to decipher what is on those videos.
I can't watch the person that they put up there as like the pinnacle of the worst of the MAGA Republicans, the QAnon shaman. He's the worst of the worst, right? But he's walking casually past all these police, being guided by some, walking casually past others.
Well, let me show you around.
That was manipulated. I'm sure it was just a deep fake, right?
Yeah. At one point, they said, no, don't go in there. That's only a closet. So if your life is in danger, you know what I would do? I would let him go in the closet, and then I would bar the door so he can't get out if my life is really in danger. But boy, they're singing the whole song about Tucker Carlson. This guy is the devil. January, I dare him say such things about that insurrection. Whoopi Goldberg even had something to say.
Last night, Tucker Carlson took a page from George Orwell's 1984 and told his viewers to reject the evidence of their eyes and ears.
No. What they said is look at it for yourself.
That's what Whoopi's doing. That's what Whoopi and the Democrats are doing. And it's funny because just like every other time, they're accusing the Republicans of doing exactly what they're doing. They're the ones saying nothing to see here. There's nothing going on. This is all a big lie, even though you can look with your own eyes and see for yourself what's actually going on.
I would rather check it out for myself. Tom, what was that George Orwell book?
1984.
Oh, you got it. Wow. Yeah. And of course, Carrie Jean-Pierre has to say something about Tucker Carlson. Here's what she had to say.
Anybody who watched that video with their own eyes in a real way and saw what happened on that day would disagree with what was just stated.
Well, wait. What video you're talking about? You're talking about the doctored video.
I was going to say, the one that the media released where it basically showed everybody breaking down the door, where it shows the QAnon shaman up screaming at the top of his lungs. Of course, they left out the part where they escorted him up there.
So I don't know what part. So she goes on.
The president has been very clear. January 6th was the worst attack on our democracy since the Civil War.
Wow.
And we should be focused on making sure that never happens again.
The worst. I mean, it was actually the worst. Kevin McCarthy was asked about does he regret giving those tapes to Tucker Carlson. Here's what he had to say.
Chaos, as he said. He downplayed Brian Sicknick's death, said it was not related to January 6th, said this was not an insurrection. Do you regret giving him this footage so he could whitewash the events of that day?
No, I said at the very beginning, transparency. And so what I wanted to produce for everybody is exactly what I said, that people can actually look at it and see what's gone on that day.
And I tell you what, there's one Republican. Mitch McConnell is from what state? Kentucky. Kentucky. Is this the best that you have? Oh, Chinese Mitch McConnell, where his family business is owned by the Chinese. His sister-in-law sits on the board of a Chinese bank. All their ships that they are built in China and financed by China. Doesn't sound like his, the McConnell family. And it's actually on his wife's side, Mrs. Cho. But, yeah, it kind of sounds like, Mitch McConnell is, can we get rid of this puke? And then you vote him in as the leader for the Republican Party on the Senate side. Here's what he said about Tucker Carlson. And every time I hear him talk, I want to upchuck.
It was a mistake, in my view, for Fox News to depict this in a way that's completely at variance with what our chief law enforcement official here at the Capitol thinks.
So, really?
Get rid of that guy. Him,
I'm telling
Lindsey
you.
Graham, Mitt Romney. Can we just get and put him with Liz Cheney and throw him out the damn window?
Oh, my Lord. You guys are killing me. Mitch McConnell, vote him out, please.
Yeah.
Drain the damn swamp, if you would. All right, thought for the day this morning, babe, brought to you by Wakefield Oil, 35 years serving Southeast New Mexico. Quality products, dependable. They go on-road, off-road, deliver oil and gas products. If you need it, give them a call. Find them at wakefieldOil.com. You can find all the information there. They also are your distributor for Interstate Batteries. WakefieldOil.com for more information. Thought for the day is, some people wake up and feel like $1 million. Tom wakes up and feels like insufficient funds.
Okay.
The thought for the day being brought to you by Wakefield Oil.
One too many
642.
buffets.
642. We're going to talk about the radical abortion, gender-affirming care bill that just advanced. We'll get to that. It advanced yesterday. We'll talk about that. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Mike and Matt at Iron River Inspection. IronRiverInspection.com. They put together a team with over 300 years of combined experience. And hey, Mike and Matt are second-generation pipeliners themselves. They offer pipeline and facility inspection, industry and safety training, and one of the top-notch consulting companies, that would be Iron River Inspection. Find out more information today, IronRiverInspection.com. Radical abortion, gender-affirming care bill advanced yesterday. So New Mexico State Senate passed HB 7 by Representative Linda Sotero, and they passed that. And the bill would ban municipalities, counties, and cities from passing local bans on protecting children at the womb, protecting children by killing them. It's the dumbest thing I've ever read. Just say abortions.
Yeah.
Don't say protecting children. You're not protecting children. You're protecting, maybe the mother.
Not even protecting the mother.
No, you're right about that. But protecting children is crazy.
They're protecting their bottom line. They're protecting their pocketbooks.
Yeah. It would also outlaw stuff, when it comes to gender-affirming care. It would outlaw doctors saying no to that and municipalities saying no to that. So this thing moves on. It's got a couple more steps, but I would not be surprised. New Mexico, you need prayers.
Yes.
You really, really do. Tom, I don't even remember this guy that played in the NBA.
Okay.
Kendrick Perkins.
Yes, he's an NBA analyst right now. For
So
ESPN.
Charles Barkley ripped Kendrick Perkins for suggesting there was racial bias when it comes to MVP voting. Basketball Hall of Famer Charles Barkley ripped into him for suggesting that race plays a role in NBA's most valuable player. And went on to say, do you know how, since 1990, do you know how many white MVPs that we've had?
The only way that argument would even hold water is if we're saying that there was a white NBA player that deserved it and didn't get it.
Yeah. I mean, you've had Dirk Nowitzki,
one or twice.
Steve Nash, and what's the guy? The guy that probably the best player in the
Larry Bird.
No, not Larry Bird. Djokovic.
Oh, yes.
So those are the three white guys that have actually won the MVP since 1990. 1990. Tom, how many years would that be?
What, 23 years.
13 years, but nice try.
Well, and here's the deal, Bill. Djokovic could win that MVP award. He plays for the Denver Nuggets for the third season in a row. He's heading that way. And if I'm not
the whole idea, look, I mean, you own the league.
Yeah.
I mean, and so you got a handful of white guys that win the MVP, and then you're going to bitch and moan and cry about that? By God, is everything racial to you? Do you stay up night trying to dream of things that's racist? Whatever.
And I believe.
I'm sorry, I meant 33. I said 13. I meant 33.
I believe that MVP is chosen by the Associated Press sports writers. If I'm not mistaken.
Stupid.
Yeah.
Stupid. 30-year-old man who was seen allegedly shooting at a police helicopter while it was in the air has been arrested and charged with aggravated assault on a police officer and negligent use of a deadly weapon. They arrested Ryan Copeland firing at a police helicopter. What could go wrong with that? By the way, the pilot of the helicopter had to make maneuvers to avoid getting shot. New Mexico fugitive arrested in Colorado, Puebla, Colorado. They arrested him yesterday, 27-year-old Thomas McPherson of Farmington. He was arrested on a felony warrant. And the suspect arrested in Mexico in connection with that kidnapping and murdering of Americans. He's a 24-year-old Jose Guadalupe, and he is a member of the Gulf Cartel, is what they're saying. Part of the Gulf Cartel, which is one of the feuding cartels that's feuding with the Zetas and the Sinaloans, and so America. We better get a handle on our relationship with Mexico. Just saying, it's very close to home. And if you hear what Carrie Jean-Pierre said, oh my God, about Mexico, do you know the numbers are down? I hate to tell you, fentanyl overdoses. 300 a day. Here's what she had to say about Mexico.
So cartels kill Americans on this side of the border with drugs, and now they're killing Americans on the other side of the border with guns. Why is President Biden so comfortable with cartels operating so close to the U.S.?
Well, let's be very clear. Let me take on the drug part here, because since you brought this up, because of the work that this president has done, because of what we've done specifically on fentanyl at the border, it's at historic lows, historic levels that we have been able to record a number of personnel working to secure the border because of what we've been able to do. Seizing that fentanyl, we've done it in a historic way. That's
who believes this?
She was right the second time when she said it's at historic levels.
She was that.
Levels.
She said lows the first time, then she corrected it and said levels. And you're right.
Holy.
Historic levels is right, because it's the most it's ever been.
Yeah.
One simple question. Had any of us ever said the word fentanyl on the air as broadcasters before the Biden administration? Did any of us who report the news every day?
No, probably not every day, but fentanyl's been around for a long, long time, and people have been dying for fentanyl probably for last 7-8 years.
It wasn't the epidemic it is today.
No, it wasn't. Right. It wasn't the epidemic proportions that it is now, for sure.
I'm just saying that I know it was around. I know it's been a medication for a long time. But as a news story, as a broadcaster, I had never used the word fentanyl or fentanyl, however you want to pronounce it, until the Biden administration.
No, you're right about that. 300 people a day. 300 of our kids are dying. Pretty scary. 6:51, be on the Breakfast Club. Stand by. We're going to give you a chance to qualify for that trip. Got taken out the trash on the way. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply. Chick Day's coming up. That's an annual thing at Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply, and it will be here March 24th and 25th. If you buy a 25-pound bag of Purina Start and Grow, you'll get 3 chicks free. Buy a 50-pound bag of Purina Start and Grow, get 6 chicks free. And Ruan Ranch is going to be out there. They'll bring the pet and zoo out there. They'll have food trucks. Bring the kids. Lots of things for the kids to do. That's March 24th and 25th at the Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply. And in Lincoln County at the Lincoln County Mercantile in Capitan, they'll have the Chick Days April 7th and April 8th. New Mexico. Boy, we're spending a lot of time on dumb stuff. So New Mexico may curb paramilitaries near the southern border. Wait, these are people that it's okay that we're going to be flooded with illegal aliens, but citizens setting up near the southern border, we can't have that. So legislators in New Mexico are advancing legislation to rein in paramilitary patrols on near the southern border, and they're now saying that they were also protesting a statue of the Spanish conquistador. Remember when that happened? How do you know it's the same damn people? Bill places New Mexico among several states weighing changes this year when it comes to paramilitary organizations. Now, Tom, take me back to the Constitution.
Okay.
Where in the Constitution where it says that you cannot gather with your buddies and have guns? Please take me to where the exact part of the Constitution.
There's nothing in there about it.
Oh, wow. So you... I'm thinking the military does say something about militia, too, in there, right?
Yes.
So banning paramilitary. So if a bunch of guys want to go to the southern border together with guns and walk up and down the southern part of the border, what exactly can the government do to stop them?
Well, our government will try to do everything to stop them, but they can't. They're not allowed to.
And do we have bigger fish to fry? Like the influx of people coming in on the southern border, and New Mexico has not done a damn thing to stop it. Oh, I forgot about that. Sorry. I guess I forgot. 654. Text line is open. Our number 877-396-W105. Today is International Women's Day. Know of an inspirational woman? Go ahead, give them a shout out this morning. 654 already.
All right, so I'm waiting for text to get up here. All right, good morning. I've been a nurse for 20 years, says the text. And we have used fentanyl for hospital patients the entire time. It's great for the patients, she says. And another text, okay.
Hey.
Wait, it was hospice patients, not hospital patients.
Right.
And it's great for patients that are non-compliant. Go ahead.
Right. So freedom of assembly.
Are you not going to finish it?
Well, no, my screen is moving. Russ, you moving my screen here?
He can't move your screen.
I mean, it keeps moving over
It's
here.
Great for him. I'm looking at your text right now, the text that you're supposed to be reading. It's great for patients that are non-compliant with oral forms of pain control. The nurse could go in and change the fentanyl patch every 72 hours. Biden needs to step up and fight this. That means work on the border.
Look, we know where the drug is coming from. China. We know how it's getting across the border. It doesn't take a brain surgeon. Well, it would to fix Tom, but I'm talking about to fix the situation. We know it's coming from China. Put tariffs on China. Shut China down. Shut the drugs coming across the border. It's not that hard, seriously.
Bill from Livingston says,
play hardball with China. You know the way, and play hardball with Mexico. Do you know the number one way to make Mexico do whatever America says? You have any idea what to do, Tom? You have no idea. Will you have any idea how to make Mexico do whatever we want them to do?
Shut off the money.
Shut off the money. And the way we shut off the money is not in money that we give them. Yeah, that's part of it. But it's even bigger than that. Their number one way they make money in Mexico is Mexico getting money from the United States, families shipping money across the border. So what you do, you shut that down. Sorry, Wells Fargo. Western Union. Sorry, what's the other one? Pay whatever.
Yeah.
We are not going to allow you to ship money to Mexico until Mexico cleans up their crap. And I guarantee you it would take them less than a week, because that money flowing across the border from the U.S. to Mexico is their number one way they make money. So shut that down. And sometimes you have to play hardball. Mexico will do whatever we tell them to do after you do that. But nobody wants to be the guy that swings the big stick. Pretty sad. All right, taking out trash on the way. Looks like Border Patrol seized about 150 pounds of narcotics in El Paso, 120 pounds of marijuana, 29 pounds of cocaine, and 1 pound of fentanyl discovered in the last week in the El Paso sector, coming right across our port of entries. Execution of a Texas death row inmate was delayed after concerns about his mental state. This guy, if you remember, Andre Thomas, 39 years old, was set to be executed on April 5th for the March 4th stabbing death of his estranged wife. Also, of course, he killed a 4-year-old and a 13-month-old. But, and I'm not saying this guy doesn't have mental conditions, because he gouged his own eyes out. I don't know if you remember this story. He gouged his own eyes out. But he killed these innocent people. And if you're going to have the death penalty, use the damn death penalty. Just saying. 6:59, Tom. I'm giving you a chance to go ahead and shine.
Here we go.
Shine, baby. Let's go.
Francisco says, hey, Will, I got a challenge for everybody. If you mess up today or you need an excuse, I want you to use my cataracts excuse. And he says, cataracts messed it up, and then report back tomorrow with the funniest ways that you can use excuses, says Francisco this morning.
So go to work today, and if you screw up, say it's my cataracts. There you go.
And then in the morning, you report back to us, but the funniest thing that you used, it was my cataracts excuse for.
Hey, Biden will never shut down China. You know why? Because he'll take a drastic paycheck or pay cut, says the texter.
You're right about that.
Mm-hmm. And the Constitution says, well-regulated militia, a group of guys with guns, doesn't exactly constitute a militia, says the texter. And
hey, we're just out here hiking.
And freedom.
We got guns because it's dangerous. Because you guys have failed to protect the border.
What exactly is a militia if not a group of guys with guns? Just curious.
I was asking myself the same question. A bunch of guys together with guns with an idea to protect, fortify, or defend something sounds exactly like a militia to me.
Oh, Bill from Lovington is on that. He says, freedom of assembly is our constitutional right.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that.
And one more text. How many children, though, die from shootings versus the fentanyl abuse? I'm just wondering. The text is asking.
Fentanyl will kill way more people than kids being shot by guns. I would be willing to bet.
Even in places like Chicago.
Way more. I'm talking about way, way, way more. Okay, Tom.
Okay. All right, let me get back to the text here for a second.
Oh, my Lord,
Well,
please,
there's a lot
baby
going
Jesus.
on this side right now. That I have. Yes, it is.
Oh,
How
really?
many stories have I read in this break? How
Please
many
tell me.
sound bites have I caught? Gee whiz.
What's all going on, Tom?
I can't describe it.
Because you're full of crap.
No,
That's
for real.
why.
Oh, it's the cataracts.
It
Let
is
me
the
get
cataracts. It is the cataract. I got to get that eye fixed next week. This way, I'm cockeyed, guys. I can't.
Boy, you nailed that one.
So it's frustrating for me because I don't have both my eyes to work with.
Then just close
Now,
one eye,
what
bro.
what was the excuse before?
For what?
Before the cataracts.
Cataracts. I didn't know I had cataracts.
Hemorrhoids.
Maybe that too.
Yeah, hemorrhoids. That's for sure.
Oh God, he's constipated again, says the texter.
It's always going to be something. Mark my words. When the other cataract is fixed, it will be something.
And the militia is a military force of civilian to supplement a regular army in emergencies, says one of the other texters.
And how do you get one of those? Oh, by having a group of guys together with guns. Mm.
Yep.
So, Tom, how many days in a year?
365.
Really?
At last count, yeah.
So, 6,000 kids died by guns. And I mean, some of those are suicide, some of them. But if 300 a day die, wouldn't that be in the hundreds, 100,000?
I was just looking and they, okay, the place that I'm looking at combines the fentanyl is an opioid, so it's just total opioid. They don't break it down to just fentanyl. But we've lost close to 100,000 children.
Sad.
Not just people, children.
300 a day would be 109,000.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what I was thinking. But
So-
I didn't have the handy dandy
So 100,000 by fentanyl. And what'd you say from guns, B?
6,000.
6,000.
6,000 on a bad year for kids that die at the hands of guns. So you figure, I wish these Democrats would take, that more serious than they do kids dying at the hands of guns. Look, I don't want anybody to die, but you're looking at 100,000 and 6,000.
But
Wow.
if we proposed a bill that would relax or stop any of their attack on guns and weapons, there would be a convenient school shooting. And
Ron DeSantis has an answer, and I will play that. It won't be until the next break. New Yorkers getting very upset about how much it costs to house the illegal immigrants. They've got 30,000 illegal immigrants in New York, and the price tag on that, $5 million a day. New Yorkers are like, we're done with this. No. You guys
wanted to be a sanctuary state.
You wanted to be. Yeah, so go ahead and be that sanctuary state. And retirees are returning to the workforce. Can older Americans solve the labor shortage? Tom, what are some of the things that older Americans bring to the table?
Wisdom.
Well, you would hope.
Also, the desire to work.
What about work ethic?
That one too.
Yeah. So they might be able to help, but the problem with this is, look, if somebody retired at 62, you're stealing their money for going back to work. You're already cutting them 25% you only give them 75% of their pension for retiring earlier. and then you're going to ding them again because they make money. So that might prevent them from actually going back to work. But they say more and more older people are going back to work.
We call that a negative incentive.
Right.
Yeah, it is a damn right a negative, and I'm feeling the bite. All right, taking out trash. Then we'll get updated with news. Taking out trash being brought to you by our buddies at Trash Eaters, trash-eaters.com. They do residential pickup, reminding you to give to Lovington Shelter so they can spay and neuter the animals and ship them off to a no-kill facility. Oklahoma state lawmaker who identifies as a non-binary person was censured by the State House of Representatives for allegedly impeding law enforcement investigation by harboring a fugitive wanted for assaulting a fellow House member and a state trooper last week. Representative Marie Turner of Oklahoma City was accused of allowing a fugitive who was wanted for questioning to hide in her office. Incident happened at the House, and as they were passing a bill that was going to ban gender affirming care for minors. Shortly after the bill passed, the suspect, the fugitive, allegedly assaulted a House member and then a member of the Oklahoma Highway Patrol. So, looks like this person, non-binary person, who is actually a lawmaker in the House of Representatives, is now being censured by the entire House of Representatives. I'm taking out the trash. I was thoroughly surprised that things like this went on in Oklahoma. I thought, Oklahoma, they didn't have time for this type of stuff, but evidently they do. God bless. 709. By the way, they voted down, of course, gender affirming care in Oklahoma. 709, be on the Breakfast Club. We're going to get you updated with everything going on in news. Our number 877-396-W105. I'll check the weather before we take our break. Tom and the text, quickly, if you would. You've had plenty of time to pre-read, so just rattle them off, buddy.
Ross is so right about the school shooting. And minimum wage is probably more than most old people make in their lives anyway, says the texter. And hemorrhoids for sure, because Tom A is the pain in our ASSSS, he says. And tell Dr. Biden to suck it tomorrow when you have your brain appointment, Tom, says.
I like how you skipped which one you skipped.
Which one? Give Tom an iPad?
I called my boss this morning and told him I had a problem with my cataracts. He told me to stay home until I could do my job and get them fixed. I just wanted to point out that text.
2 different jobs, 2 different professions.
Oh my God! Please help me.
And I was going to read that one, Russ. I mean, but
I'm actually
I'm transparent.
I'm going to go downstairs in just a second. My wife has an altar set up downstairs, and I'm going to say a prayer for you.
And here's what the thing about it is I heard Will take a breath to start to say the same thing that I was already saying, so he was fixing to nail you on the same text.
Well, and then I was going to follow it up with this text. What? Just fire Tom already.
Oh, man. And libertarians always exaggerate how many children are killed by guns. Fentanyl is a much, much bigger problem, says.
Oh, it's a huge problem. Yeah. It is a huge problem. All right, on the way, some of the stories we're working on. Man claims that he won $542,000 at the San Felipe Puebla Black Mesa Casino, but after he won, they said he didn't win. So we'll talk about that. Utah woman
dude looks a little unhinged. I'm just going to say.
Dude, did you see the picture of him? Oh. He looks like the guy from Home Alone.
He really does.
So Utah woman trying to burn away negative energy. I'll tell you what she did. Not good when we talk about
that's my
burn.
move of the day, so skip that one.
Okay, let me throw that one away. And West Mesa parent takes her kid out of school after a shooting. I mean, Albuquerque, this is what you ought to be worried about. Michelle Obama could be running for POTUS in 2024. Nice people don't value money. I guess I'm not nice. And New Mexico, to prevent gun violence, brings Stop the Bleed program to Albuquerque. Oh, I'm sure that's going to do it. No doubt. And a former teacher accused of sex crimes released to an ankle monitor in Santa Cruz, New Mexico. We'll talk about that. And what did McCarthy have to say about Tucker Carlson? And DeSantis speaks about guns and fentanyl. I'll get to those stories coming up in just a second. KWMW, Maljamore 105.1 FM, cloudy skies all day today. Quick look at the weather being brought to you by Twin Wells Fuel Station. If you're on 128, exit Buck Jackson Road, go down 2.75 miles and fill her up. Open to the public. Large, nicely built station, plenty of cover. They sell unleaded, green diesel, red diesel, DEF, Twin Wells Fuel Station. They accept all credit cards, fleet cards, and debit cards. If you're on 128, don't sweat it. All you got to do is exit on Buck Jackson Road. Fill her up today. Yeah, cloudy today, 51 for the high. Wind still less than 10 miles an hour. Fog tonight, late tonight, foggy conditions, 46. And then early tomorrow morning, more fog as you head to work. 72 tomorrow for the high. Beautiful weather Friday and Saturday. In fact, Saturday, sunny skies, and we're going to get up to about 83. Unbelievable. 7:13, national anthem and the pledge. We'll get to that. Look at news on the way, and we'll qualify you for the trip we're giving away to the Bahamas, because nobody gives away more prizes than, of course, W105. National anthem and the pledge being brought to you by Rebecca Long. She is your Farmers insurance agent and has been for 40-plus years. Started her business with Farmers when she was 19 years of age. 40-plus years later, still going strong and still helping folks. If maybe you just had a rate increase or you're just starting out and you need insurance, Rebecca would love to chat with you. She can take care of home, auto, boat, recreational vehicles, commercial insurance, and life insurance. If you're just starting out, new family, life insurance is so important. Talk to Rebecca about that. You can find her in Hobbs. She's on West Vega in Hobbs. Or call her at 575-393-2661. Serving Lee, Eddy, and Chaves County. Rebecca Long, your Farmers insurance agent. Proud sponsor of the National Anthem and the Pledge of Allegiance.
Good morning. My name is Chase Missouri. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, for liberty and justice for all.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Carrie Underwood.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets sparkle, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled
16 minutes after 7 o'clock. We are W105 Large Prayer this morning being brought to you by Judah Oil, reminding you God is in control.
From Psalms 106, praise the Lord and always give him thanks.
Hello, I'm here with my wife Dixie, and I'm Blaise Campanella with Judah Oil. We pray that as you go through all the blessings you've been given, God said that he will prosper you and not harm you. See, in a world that is lost, God is there. Yes, in the most empty place, your most fearful circumstance, God is there. He will never leave you. Never forget, he loves you. He really, really does. Please take a moment and pray the Lord's Prayer with us. God bless you. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen.
7:18 morning show this morning being brought to you by Main Trailer Sales. Don't go camping without Main Trailer Sales. Fifth wheels, travel trailers, they've got all of them, including toy haulers. If you're looking for toy haulers or ultralights, they've got them. 2 lots in Roswell, 65 years of experience, great service after the sale. And you can go to their website and take the virtual tour of every unit, new or used. You can find them all on that website, maintrailersalesinc.com, or call David this morning, 575-622-1751. Main Trailer Sales, don't go camping without them. 7:19, we're going to keep you updated with everything going on with news. News being brought to you by the Ragsdale Law Firm, Luke Ragsdale, reminding you he is the guy that has settled the big cases, over $10 million in one case in the oil patch. $9 million in a medical malpractice case, and he's settled a lot of slip and falls, car accidents, anything personal injury. He can take care of you, and can also defend you in any criminal matters. Luke Ragsdale, RagsdaleLawFirm.com for more information. We're coming right back. First, though, let's qualify folks for the trip we're giving away to the Bahamas. We'll also get caught up with news next with Jim. We're W105.
Fish, you want to do it all the time with fishing. Old time fishing. Oh, looky there, I've got a bite.
MTD Radio News. I'm Jim Miller. Here's what's happening in Lovington. The sister forward reaching for relatives, and as jurors came back with a verdict of guilty on all counts. Jury found Prieto guilty of committing first-degree murder, first-degree felony, armed robbery, a second-degree felony, and tampering with evidence, a fourth-degree felony. Prieto of Hobbs shot and killed Ford, also of Hobbs, in his home on East Jemez Street in February of 2020. The family of Ford says they're pleased with the verdict and can finally lay everything to rest. The bill that would ban prescribed burns on red flag warning days will now head to the House floor. The bill stops prescribed burns on days when the National Weather Service issues a red flag warning for wind. The bill was introduced in response to the Calf Canyon Hermit's Peak Fire, which was caused by federal prescribed burns. The bill passed in the Senate in February. If it is passed by the House, it'll head to the governor's desk. 38-year-old Steven Rodriguez of Hobbs, who has a history of allegedly taking things that don't belong to him, arrested for the 8th time after he allegedly stole a car, led police on a high-speed chase, and held a woman hostage. Rodriguez arrested on February 16. Well, the top team of the state delivered in the quarterfinals against the very talented 8-seeded Sandia Matadors. Eagles controlled for much of the first half, but a surge by the Matadors and Sidney Benally got Sandia in a position to tie the game in the third quarter. The Lady Eagles then went on to shoot over 41% of the final period, closing out the game with a 51-43 win. Hobbs now faces La Cueva tomorrow morning at 9:45 a.m. And that's what's happening. I'm Jim Miller, MTD Radio News.
This Chow Panther update being brought to you by Delaware Water Company, LLC. The Delaware Water Company has patented mobile equipment to recycle used produced water for fracking and drilling operations.
Delaware Water Company of Jal, New Mexico, helping keep our drinking water clean and available by supplying water recycling services for our produced oil field water. Reducing the need for fresh water use in the oil field, Delaware Water Company helps to support our oil field business as well as our Jal Panthers and wishes all of our athletes a safe and winning season. Needing water services in the oil field? Support Delaware Water Company and help support our community. Go Panthers!
The Jal Panthers baseball program is awaiting the basketball players to win the state basketball title and then come on over to start the season and win a state baseball championship there too. That all should happen later this spring. Coach John Estrada, what kind of team do you got coming back this year?
You know what? Right now, when they do maybe about 7 juniors and about 6 sophomores, on the varsity level. And then, I have a variety from, juniors and all the way to 8th graders for the JV. So,
Coach, once you get all the players in, what's going to be the strength of this ball club?
Probably be base running and speed. That right there is kind of our strength.
Jal opens the season with 2 doubleheaders, one on Thursday and one on Friday.
This Jal Panther update being brought to you by Delaware Water Company. Contact them at 575-395-9970. Delaware Water Company, LLC, is a proud sponsor of Jal High School Athletics.
Get a great job in the oil field. Spinnaker Oilfield Cementers is hiring for several different positions. They're always looking for CDL drivers, and they have a need right now for diesel mechanics as well. Spinnaker Oilfield Cementers also urgently needs experienced cement bulk plant operators. At Spinnaker, you'll receive an excellent salary and one of the best benefit programs in the industry. To apply, text Oilfield to 63566 or visit greatoilfieldjobs.com. Spinnaker Oilfield Cementers is an equal opportunity and drug-free employer.
Hey, it's me, the voice inside your head. Remember that crash we were in? We spent a week in the hospital. We should have called the personal injury attorney right away, but it's not too late. We can still get the money we deserve.
Were you involved in a motor vehicle accident, wrongful death, civil rights violation, or even police brutality? Give Adam Oakey Law, the Black Belt Lawyer, a call today. 505-433-4953.
The global demand for oil and natural gas is growing, and leaders are looking to American producers to satisfy that demand with the abundant resources available in our country. If you're passionate about keeping energy affordable for your neighbor and reliable for everyone, then it's time you consider a career in oil and natural gas. Coterra Energy is expanding their Permian team and is offering an unmatched employee benefits package. If you're interested in applying, text Coterra to 71441. That's COTERRA to 71441. Coterra Energy is an equal opportunity employer.
March into spring with the Yucca Blossom Festival, Saturday and Sunday, March 11th and 12th at the Walter Gerald Civic Center. Come check out the arts and crafts of over 50 vendors. There will be food trucks on site. Win great door prizes throughout this fun-filled 2-day event. It's a great time for the entire family, including face painting for the kids. March into spring with the Yucca Blossom Festival, March 11th and 12th at the Carlsbad Civic Center. Ad paid by Carlsbad Lodgers Tax.
This week at Bob's Ridgeway, it's time to stock up your freezer with meaty pork country-style ribs, $1.49 a pound. Boneless, skinless chicken breast, $1.69 a pound. Top sirloin steak, $5.99 a pound. And in produce, U.S. russet potatoes, 10-pound bags, only $3.99. Get extra large black seedless grapes, $1.99 a pound. And the snack-sized mangoes, just 99 cents each. And it's National Frozen Food Month. Blue Ribbon ice cream, 48 ounce, 2 for $6. Smart One entrees, 2 for $4. The Craven flavored stuffed crust pizzas, the big 35 ounce, only $6.88. And the Craven flavored pizza bite, 90-count bag, also $6.88. And these are just a few of the specials. This week, more than 150 weekly inflation-fighting specials, and it's where they still carry your groceries out for you. Bob's Ridgeway.
Oh, I get by with a little help from my friends.
Hello. Be in the Breakfast Club, powered by Carlsbad Chevrolet, and broadcasting from the Inn of the Mountain God studio. Text line at 877-396-W105.
Hey, man, who's behind the mic? What's all the hype about?
Me and the Breakfast Club in the morning, W105.
And good morning to you. Another day in paradise, 726. It is BN, the Breakfast Club. New study shows that 5 minutes of neck scratching makes dairy cows happier and calmer and produce better. Just 5 minutes of scratching the neck of a cow, they will produce better. So, Will, have you tried scratching Tom's neck?
I knew you were going to say that.
Help you. I mean,
hell no.
It might help. I mean, damn sure wouldn't hurt.
That would be nice.
Just saying. And, Tom, you might be able to break this. 60-year-old Florida man bested the Guinness World Book of Records. He completed 3,264 push-ups in 1 hour.
Wow.
This is absolutely amazing. We're 2 months into the new year, and this guy clearly hasn't quit going to the gym. Just saying. After doing push-ups.
How many did he do?
He
60?
did what? Can I what?
How many did he do? Again, 60 of them? In 1 hour?
How many did he do?
Yeah.
3,264 in 1 hour.
Oh, yeah, whatever. I could do like 20 in 20 seconds.
I'll put 20,000 that you can do 10.
I'll put $500 down that you couldn't do 3,000 push-ups in a month.
I'll put $500 down right now that you can't do 5.
5 and what?
5
Period.
Standard
Like right
men's
now.
push-ups for $500.
He ain't gonna pay. I know that, man. He's a wealthy.
Oh, he would.
Whatever.
If you just busted out 5-foot push-ups, he would.
Get her done. We've tried. You couldn't even get one. Snow coated New York City yesterday, and multiple crashes were reported because of slippery roads. I mean, New York is always very slippery, especially on the subways. Lots of urine on there. Very, very slippery. The person killed in that private jet that hit several extreme turbulence earlier this week was Dana Hyde, 55-year-old attorney, once served as a 9/11 commissioner. And Microsoft laid off several hundred employees this week, and just weeks after they laid off 11,000 employees. Meta, by the way, has laid off 7,000 employees. See, I told you, the economy is so good. That's why we lay people off, right? The economy is awesome. TikTok legislation introduced. Legislation introduced by a bipartisan group of senators yesterday will target social media and giving the executive branch new powers to take action against the company. And the way they would do this is that they would pretty much shut down Google and Apple from being able to sell the app or let you download the app on the from the app stores. But what happens if it's already on your phone? I guess that's different. 7:30. Ron DeSantis talks about concealed carry and constitutional carry. Here's what he had to say. By the way, this is the State of the State speech that he gave yesterday.
We also understand that part of fighting crime is to protect Floridians' right to defend themselves. A constitutional right should not require a permission slip from the government. It is time we join 25 other states to enact constitutional carry in the state of Florida.
This guy is sounding more presidential every day. Goes on to talk about fentanyl. What do we do with fentanyl coming across the southern border?
We need to increase penalties for fentanyl dealers, especially those who target our children. And to do that, we must treat them like the murderers that they are.
Wow. Wow. Murderers they are. That sounds like something Kevin would say. That, hey, if you're a drug dealer and somebody dies with your dope, you should be charged with murder. Now, I know there are liberals out there. I've heard them before. Well, nobody's telling them to do the drugs. Nobody's telling these scumbags to sell the drugs. Well, nobody's making them do the drugs. Nobody's telling these scumbags to sell the drugs. So I guess we're tied on that. Congratulations. Morning show this morning being brought to you by the Atlas Maker Mirror, atlasmakermirror.com, 575-631-3189. Our friend Rebecca Long has a handful of mirrors that have minor imperfections, maybe a little scratch, stuff that you're probably not going to even be able to see. Just saying. Will's seen some of them, and he's like, I couldn't even see it. So she's selling these half off because she wants every one of her mirrors to be top of the line. And these mirrors have imperfection. They're not top of the line, so she is selling them at half off. So if you always wanted the Atlas Maker Mirror and you haven't got around there, right now you get it for half off. Half off. Just now, you can order off the website, but for these mirrors, you need to call and order. Rebecca's number at Atlas Maker Mirror, 575-631-3189. Will, I would think we can ship these, correct?
Yes, you can ship them.
So 575-631-3189. Give Rebecca a call today. All right, this story about the guy that actually won $542,000. Now, this guy's retired military, and Tommy Wilson wants justice, but he'd settle for $50,000. Wait, you're telling me you won $542,000, but you'll settle for $50,000? Because I'm going to be honest with you. If I won $542,000, I want $542,000.
That's right.
So he's 74 years old, man from Las Cruces, won on the slots at the San Felipe Puebla's Black Mesa Casino, and says that he won $542,000. Casino maintains that there was a problem with the machine and refused to pay. The gaming machine, which Wilson recalled was, had images of buffaloes on it and that type of stuff. There were other gamblers around him when he hit the jackpot. I don't know. It seems to me you hire an attorney and you find some of these people and so on and so forth. But evidently he'll settle for $50,000.
No way.
If I want $542,000,
no,
I want my $542,000.
Yeah.
But Will, you saw a picture of the guy, right?
He's very sketchy. In addition to the story, I'm with you. I'm not going to settle for $50,000 if I won $500,000.
Oh hell no, no. If I won $50,000, I want $50,000. I want the whole enchilada. That's for sure. It's typical. It's the norm now, is what they're saying. But parent is asked to remain anonymous. Parents' worst nightmare, constantly worried about the safety of her own child at school. Yet some Albuquerque residents said it's a reality at West Mesa High School. And this lady who is remaining anonymous, or this person, said that she has removed her kid from the school because there have been multiple shootings around the school. Now, this is something that maybe Albuquerque ought to worry about a little bit more. Now, do you think these are law-abiding citizens that are involved in these shootings? because I'm doubting it. I'm really doubting it. But look, Albuquerque is on the right track now. They are rolling out the Stop the Bleed program in Albuquerque. It's for high school juniors, Janae and Kyra. Shelter-in-place drills. They do they do the works, and Stop the Bleed is actually a national group that gets together and talks about shootings, and so they're bringing it to Albuquerque. I'm sure that's going to stop all the shootings for sure, no doubt. And nice people don't value money. Your personality may reveal your saving skills. So it says nice people do not save money. I consider myself fairly nice. I do. But when it comes to money, don't mess with my money. And who doesn't value money? Can you live without money? The answer to that would be not.
Here's my thing why that study doesn't make any sense. If I'm mindful of my money and I have more money, I can afford to be more nice.
Yes, no doubt. No doubt. You're 100% correct. Today, I saw some of my money leave my bank account. I sent you, Will, a picture of the gate that
that's a
we
pretty
had
impressive
installed.
gate. That is.
They have been working on this gate for close to a month, welding the stainless steel gate, and it actually folds up on two sides. So it folds up on two sides.
Pretty nice craftsmanship, I got to say, B. I'm surprised at that level of workmanship's coming out of the Philippines.
Yeah, I mean, these guys are hard workers, and but it set me back a penny or two. Probably as much, well, as Tom's other car, it costs more than that.
In American
more
money?
than $500.
So, Tom, how much money are you thinking?
I'm thinking $500.
500. What I'm getting for 500?
Well, that's
500. Stainless steel?
Yeah.
Stainless steel. And the reason we went with stainless steel, all our top railings are stainless, and we live by the beach. And so rust is a factor.
The salt water, the rain, I can only imagine.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's why we went stainless, but about $2,000.
That's still pretty good, B. I thought you were talking 10 grand.
No, I'm not paying 10. I'm one of those guys that, I value the money. Morning show this morning being brought to you by WWRV and Carlsbad, 3 RV parks and 162 RV sites, 30 and 50 amp available at every one of their sites. Cool thing about this place is that they offer high-speed internet at every one of their hookups. They've got 162 RV hookups, pet-friendly, very well lit up. It is for a working class of folks. They look very quiet place. They understand you go to work early in the morning, come home late, you need your rest. And so quiet place to lay your head down every night. Find out more information. Go to the website, www.rvtimes3.com or 988-0392. Hit them up today. Text line is open. I'm going to tell you who could be running on the Democratic side for President of the United States. Things that happen on this date in history also on the way. Boob of the day, 20 away from 8, Tom.
Hey, guys, this is John from Eunice, by the way. Have y'all heard the list of crimes, the DWIs, the IRS problems, bad credit, ETC, on and on? Our members of Congress have? He's asking. Now, if you're a public servant and you can't obey our laws and you don't deserve the job, that's what's wrong with these days. These folks, he said, should be held to a higher standard, but they're not.
Wait. We have criminals that are actually serving as representative. Wait, didn't Coy Griffin get banned from running for political office? And he is actually, what crime was that, Tom?
That was a stupid crime. They
misdemeanor trespass.
Yes, misdemeanor trespass.
Oh, wow. So he gets banned for life,
Right.
But people that are real criminals, no ban. Oh, I got you. Thank God. I was confused with the whole thing.
Mm-hmm. And a texter says, you know what? Not always true. You don't need money to be nice in life, says this text. God will always bless you. If you give and help people, he sees the good you do in life, and it's not all about money.
No.
I have no problem helping people, but what it says that you don't value money. Value money. I mean, I'm not saying anybody should be in love with money, but not valuing money, you won't have any money.
Look, the point I made was just the fact that if I am mindful of my money and know where it's going and know where it's coming from, I can afford to be more generous.
And having, no doubt. Yeah, having school open longer, says the text, is not good for the kids, and it is more for funding, says the texter.
It would actually cost more to keep the schools open absolutely. Longer.
And hey, B, how much is the peso to the dollar worth over there right now?
54 pesos to $1.
Holy cow.
Really?
54 pesos to $1. Price of beer is 54 pesos, so $1 per beer. That's a lot of beer.
And face it, B, you're the type who likes to bargain for your money and the job, says the text. It's all about negotiations.
Well, sometimes you have to say, whoa, now you can do a better job than that.
I just gotta say, if you've never been around any Asian communities whatsoever, haggling is built into their DNA.
Oh, dude. Right. Look, Filipinos are so much like Mexicans. I did a video we went to the shrine this past Monday. And I posted those videos up. I haven't done a whole bunch of live streams since I've been here, but I put the shrine up there with all the Virgin Marys. It's called Mama Mary's Shrine, and all the rosaries. And I said, if this doesn't remind you of Mexico, nothing will. Well, it's the same thing. You go to Mexico and you do the walk away, and they go, oh, whoa, 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 whoa. It's the same thing. It's pretty much the same thing. All right, we got to get to taking out things that happen on this date in history. Being brought to you by Trade It New Mexico. Get your CDL in 1 week. If you think it's impossible, Trade It New Mexico has graduated so many people out of their program, and they're going on to pass their CDL in 1 week and start their driving career soon after that. Yeah, 96% passing rate on the first try in the first week. That's pretty awesome, isn't it? How did they do it? More one-on-one training and more driving time. They do one-on-one training. They don't take a whole bunch of people in the classes. One-on-one training. If you mention B in the Breakfast Club, you're going to save $100 right now. All you have to do is mention B in the Breakfast Club. They'll teach you how to pass your CDL inspection, skills tests, driving tests, and everything you need to start your career. They're based in Roswell. Their number is 575-840-9555. 840-9555. If you're driving, you can't write that number down right now. Just remember the name, Train It, New Mexico. Looks like Carl von Giraff was born on this date in 1887. Father of plastic surgery.
Really?
Michael Jackson called him Daddy back in the day. 1838, U.S. Treasury began making dimes on this date in history. Tom, dimes are made from?
Silver.
Tom scores one. Holy cow. 1894, New York became the first state to require a dog license. IRS began collecting taxes. First time in 1913. Income tax was not around until 1913. Why did they start taxing people, Tom?
Because they can be.
No, it was actually to fund the war. 1972, Goodyear, the blimp, flew for the very first time, the year 1972. Spring ahead this weekend, shortest weekend of the year. James Vander Beek from Dawson Creek is 46 years old. Freddie Prinze Jr. is 46. He is married to
Kelly McGuire.
Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Oh.
Wow. You pulled that right out of the... Whoa.
But did you know...
Adrian Quinn.
But B, did you know that Freddie Prinze Jr. actually started his career writing for the WWE?
If you're gonna bring out a tidbit, how about that he went to school in Albuquerque?
That one too.
Oh, that one too. Lester Holt of NBC News is 64.
Really?
Gary Newman is 65. Had one hit back in the day. Name
no life.
Short people got no life. Is that what you just said?
Yeah.
Short people have got nobody.
Oh, okay, that one. Well,
no
life.
That was Randy Newman. This is Gary Newman.
Oh,
Gary
and
Newman.
His number is only song ever was a song about cars. That's it. Cars.
The neighborhood.
Randy Miser.
Neighborhood.
Randy Miser of Poco and the Eagles is 77 years old. Go ahead and name a. We'll give you an easy one. The Eagles. One song from the Eagles.
Desperado.
Wow. Mickey Dolenz of the Monkees is 78.
You want me to sing a song from that one? Sleepy dream.
I don't think that was it.
Yeah, Sleepy Dream. That's the Monkees. I'm just...
Wow.
I'm surprised you did that, and then when you bring up the Eagles, you don't do Hotel California.
I'm telling you. Be Nasty Day going on today. Spontaneously nasty all day today. That's what it says.
Oh.
I think they're talking about, stuff you eat and, just the way you act, be cruel, that type of stuff, that nasty. An International Women's Day, and it is the question of the day. So things that happen on this date in history being brought to you by Train at New Mexico. 10 minutes away from 8, we're going to get you updated with news, keep you updated with all the weather. Boob of the day on the way. Morning show this morning being brought to you by State Representative Randy Pettigrew, District 61, newly elected. Up there in Santa Fe right now, fighting for our way of life, a common sense approach in Santa Fe. Boy, that is tough. I mean, you mentioned common sense. They have no idea what you're talking about in Santa Fe. Most of them. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but Randy's up there fighting for us and fighting for our rights, Second Amendment rights, protecting life, all of the above. If you need to get in touch with Randy, that's easy. Go to RandallPettigrew.com. Need help with your driver's license, child support, you name it. That's what he's there for you. Find out more information, contact information at RandallPettigrew.com. They're saying Michelle Obama could be running for president in 2024.
What political experience did she got besides marrying Obama?
It doesn't matter. That's my biggest fear. If they run Michelle Obama, she's unbeatable. It don't matter who she picks as her vice president. They could run Michelle Obama with Bozo the Clown. And every lefty is going to run. And when Barack Obama won, 93% of black Republicans voted for him. Let me say that again. why they call
But how many
us
black
racist.
Republicans are there?
Yeah, how many black Republicans are there?
A bunch. But it's like 30% of the black vote was Republican. They were 70-30. But when Barack Obama won, 93% of black Republicans voted for him, even though he was a Democrat candidate because he was black. Bear in mind, these same people that call us racist.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I don't think that Republicans that voted for Obama then will make the same mistake again.
You're right.
I would hope not. Former teacher accused of sex crimes released on ankle monitor. Thanks for doing it again, New Mexico. Yeah, from Santa Cruz, New Mexico. Where is Santa Cruz, New Mexico?
That's near the border.
So, former teacher accused of sex crimes with a juvenile, Calvin Robinson, 41 years old, got out of jail last week. Judge denied the prosecutor, his plea to keep him locked up. Investigators arrested Robinson on Valentine's Day, saying that he had abused a 13-year-old student. Keep him locked up. Oh, no, we can't do that. Oh, heck no. And the U.S. has invested.
Hold on. I just got to back up.
Santa Cruz is north of Santa Fe.
Santa Cruz is up near Espanola.
Yeah.
All right. That's near the border.
I knew me and Will was racing.
Colorado border.
Well, it sounded like a border town.
near the Colorado border. He didn't say what border, guys.
I'm sorry. I should have known that Will was fixing to get you on that before I did.
Okay.
U.S. is investing big bucks in mRNA vaccines for decades of pre-pandemic. And do you know who is one guy that has invested a lot of money in pandemics and the mRNA vaccines? Can we all say it together? Bill Gates. Bill Gates.
Imagine that.
Yeah, in 2019, Gates invested in a company called BioTech. $55 million. By the way, what do you think that's worth now?
Ooh.
$550 million. That's a hell of a return on investment. I mean, I wish I could do the same on some of my investments. Not even close. 754. Rancher pled not guilty to the murder charges for allegedly shooting a legal immigrant on the border that was trespassing on his land. Elderly gentleman from a ranch on the border in Arizona pled not guilty to the charges of second-degree murder for allegedly shooting and killing the illegal immigrant from Mexico trespassing on his property. George Allen Kelly, 73, was initially charged with first-degree murder, 2 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, and that fatal shooting that occurred near his ranch in Nogales. Judge, late last month, downgraded those charges to second-degree murder. He still pled not guilty. Kelly told authorities that he heard gunshots on the afternoon of January 30th. He claims that he went out onto the porch and saw one of his horses running and a group of men dressed in camouflage clothes carrying AK-47s. He opened fire, killing one of the men. Problem is, when the cops got there, they did not find any men in camouflage or guns. That's the problem. It's not enough that you're trespassing, I guess, nowadays. 756. I would think that individuals, especially a 76-year-old man, 73-year-old man, would be like uber sensitive about people crossing his land, destroying his stuff. People have been beat up. There have been murders there, all kind of stuff. I could see where he's a little like uber sensitive at this point. Crossing the border and trespassing on his land, I guess, just isn't enough. 7:57. Text line, we'll wrap things up. Move of the day up next.
The cartels are chipping away at the U.S. with the drugs that China funded. So why are we not fighting back, says the text. Now that would be a war worth fighting, says the texter. And another text, this is Chip, by the way. In Arizona, I thought it was still legal in Arizona. And Santa Cruz is in the mountains near Santa Fe, says another texter. And Trump didn't have any, this is Lovington Liberal, by the way. Trump didn't have any political experience, and you, dorks, voted for him. She's got my vote, says Lovington.
That's what I would expect. That is exactly what I expect. And
didn't she lose her life, her attorney's privileges because of something she did?
Don't know.
Well, they'll come.
You got to. Let's go back. Let's look at track records there, Lovington Liberal. The career politician who's been in politics most of his life and is the worst president we've ever had versus one of the best presidents we've ever had who had zero political experience. Yeah, I think I'd still go with Trump every day.
Wait. You're forgetting one thing there, Will. Donald Trump had real life experience. I'm talking about running businesses. What has Michelle Obama ever run?
Has Michelle Obama ever done as much as a schedule for employees?
She did the twerk.
But Jethro had a point. And you've got to commend Lovington Liberal, because if he voted for her, he would be helping to make her the first transgender black woman president.
Oh, my Lord.
Man, there it is.
And Richie in Carlsbad, when we talked about the monkeys, it was "Wake Up, Sleepy Jean," the name of that song.
That's what I thought.
And Gretchen says, I got a photo of the Goodyear blimp taken in the mid-1940s from my grandpa, says Gretchen.
Wait a second. Tom was not born into the 1960s.
B. And another texter says, this is Chip, by the way, if Michelle Obama wins, she'll be the first tranny president. Another one saying that she's not a real woman. B.
Thank you, Tom. All right, Boob of the Day being brought to you by Desert Functional Medicine and Aesthetics. They've got multiple professionals on staff to help you. They've got their own lab there. They got the nutrition center with all the vitamins and herbs that you'll ever need. Go by and do the deep dive into your blood work. Find out what the heck is going on. If you're not feeling good, your body is talking to you. Find out what the heck is going on. Kelly Pfeiffer can help you with that. They do a lot of different things. They do IV medication. They do vitamins, supplements. They will give you through IV. They do stem cell therapy. They do ozone therapy. If you're living in pain, no need for that. The cryo chamber is available. And if you're going through hormonal problems, they do hormonal optimization. Ladies, if you're going through hormonal problems, there is an answer besides taking medication. There is an answer. Talk to Kelly Pfeiffer today. Get in there, find out more information, 3900 North Lovington Highway. They're on Facebook, or you can also follow them at thedesertfma.com for more information. Proud sponsor of the Boob of the Day.
So if you're feeling some negative energy at home, you might, open up some windows, add some plants, take a relaxing bath, or do what Tom A does, sit on your couch and scarf down a box of Cheez-Its. But There's a 37-year-old woman in Utah named Crystal Moss who took a more aggressive approach. She was arrested over the weekend after setting a fire in her apartment building that spread and completely burned 6 units.
Wow.
Thankfully, no one was seriously hurt. She told police that she intentionally used a Bic lighter to ignite a tree of life, which was placed inside a cauldron near her bedroom closet. It was taking a while, so she decided to pour a bottle of alcohol on it to speed up the process. She said she was trying to burn away the negative energy, sadness, and pain in her life. She was booked into the Salt Lake County Jail on arson charges, likely bringing a new level of negative energy, sadness, and pain into her life, and making her the boob of the day.
Boob of the day being brought to you by Desert Functional Medicine and Aesthetics. Check them out. Pretty decent day all day today, 51 and cloudy throughout the day. Fog late tonight into tomorrow morning when you're heading to work. 72 for the high tomorrow. And then 68 on Friday, looking good on Friday. 83 coming up on Saturday. Check on the weather being brought to you by H&H Field Services. Find our buddy Colin today. Let him help you out if you're on location and need the poly pipeline machine, squeeze tools up to 16 inches, fast fusion. He can help you with all of that. They do subcontractor services. They do facility construction, pipeline construction. Find them on the web at hnhfs.com or call Colin this morning at 432-269-6027. H&H Field Services. Find out more information today. Some of the stories we're going to be working on next hour include a bill to relieve stress for military kids and parents. We'll talk about that. Renewing medical marijuana cards have gotten a lot easier. El Paso County Sheriff is retiring. How many years in the Sheriff's Department? I'll tell you the answer to that. And a New Mexico woman pled guilty to involuntary manslaughter, driving while intoxicated. More info on that. And Biden's FCC nominee withdrew her name. Yeah, got a little bit of problems there. And special presidential envoy for climate change, John Kerry, said tensions between the U.S. and China have hurt talks about climate change in China. China was never going to get on board with that.
No.
And the Biden administration is enriching cartels. Revenue increase. How much? I'll tell you the answer. And trade rumors are spinning in the NFL. We'll get you updated with all of that. Tom, text line, buddy.
All right, John from Eunice says, guys, Michelle wasn't even a good first lady. Now, the only reason she outrun is because she's black. You know it, and, well, I know it. It would just end up being Barack's fourth term because we all know he's the puppet right now, says the puppet master right now, says John from Eunice. And another texter says, where are the clouds? It's bright and sunny right now outside, says the texter. And B, we do have a report of an accident on 285 before the construction there in Loving. And this report being brought to you by
Luke Ragsdale, RagsdaleLawFirm.com. Do tell about this accident.
Don't have much on it. Just as they said, there is a wreck on 285. I'll contact our source here in a moment, find out more.
All right, let's get updated. We'll look at news. KWMW, Maljamar 105.1 FM. News this morning being brought to you also. And their service does not matter if it's a big job or a small job. They give great service no matter what. ChanceMaterials.com for more info, 575-363-3240. Find out more information today, ChanceMaterials.com. 8:06, let's qualify, folks, first. Coming right back. We've got a whole bunch of things to talk about. 8:06, we're W105.
Fish, you want to do it all the time? We're just fishing. Old-time fishing. Oh, looky there. I've got a bite.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. Two friends from South Carolina are at a hospital in Texas, rescued from kidnappers in Mexico, one with gunshot wounds in his leg. 2 friends with them were killed.
Shaeed Woodard and Zindell Brown were already dead by the time authorities arrived on scene. 2 other victims, Latavia McGee and Eric James Williams, survived the horrifying kidnapping and are back in the U.S. All 4 traveled from South Carolina to Mexico, so McGee could get a tummy tuck procedure. McGee's mother giving this update, quote, "She's doing okay. She was crying. She watched 2 of them die. They died in front of her."
Fox's Todd Pyro. 4 people are killed in a small plane collision over a lake in Winter Haven, Florida.
It was an in-air collision, and both planes immediately went to the ground, went to the water.
That's Polk County, Florida Chief Steve Lester. 1 plane was floating on the lake's surface after the crash. 1 sank. There were 2 people on board each plane. America's listening to Fox News.
M&N Services, LLC of Hobbs, is a fully licensed, certified, and insured business serving Lee and Eddy counties as well as West Texas. They specialize in shop and field welding, dirt work, backhoe and dump truck services, hot water steamers, sail caliche, topsoil, oil field cleanups, sandblasting, and painting. They also construct mobile home pads and dirt roads, both commercial and residential. Give M&N Services, LLC a call today at 575-691-8038 for all your dirt work, sandblasting, and welding needs.
You know what makes me sick? You know what makes me sick? I want to play mind games with a half-wit. I done some scientific research somewhere and figured out how come it's a lot easier to remember bad times than to remember good times. You ever done that? You can remember that day your old lady walked out, you lost your job, and your dog died like it was yesterday. You probably still miss that dog. But something good happens. It shoots through your brain like juice through a goose. You can't hardly remember nothing about it. Well, here's how come. They say your brain kind of shuts down when you're in a good mood. Happy times, your noggin's on autopilot. Bad times, it's like your brain's a pain sponge. Well, here's what I'm thinking. When I'm in a good mood, I'm usually drunk. And when I'm drunk, half the time I can't remember my own name, much less the details of the festivities. You know, one time, I rolled a 279. You know what I remember about that? I remember people telling me, you 279. That's it. It's like a blur. But then again, I was in a good mood and maybe had a couple of beers. But you get in a bad mood, chances are you're going to be sober, angry, and probably ticked off. Some little half-pint idiot, some stupid little 2-seater mouse-sized sports car, he's in there. He cuts you off in traffic. Yeah, you're taking that memory to the grave. Hell, you're going to take that to your deathbed. You're going to see that little butthead's face in his rearview mirror, and it's going, that happened. That's like putting flypaper on your brain. See, everything like that's going to stick, and ain't none of it going to be pretty. Wake up, America! I've had my share of good times. I've had my share of bad times. Of course, for half of them, I'm going to have to rely on third-person account. I'm Earl Pitts, American Pittsell.
This Eunice Cardinals update being brought to you by Guns Up Services, 2403 Avenue O, proudly supporting the Eunice Cardinals.
Guns Up Services, LLC of Eunice, supporting the community for over 13 years, wants to wish the Eunice Cardinals another winning year and are also encouraging everyone to show up in support of all Eunice sport. With oil field services that range from vacuum trucks, winch trucks, dump trucks, and backhoes, they have frac tanks, caliche, downhole chemicals, saltwater disposal, and freshwater sales. Guns Up Services, LLC, helping keep our oil field trucking. 2403 Avenue O, Eunice, or call at 575-399-2457. That's 575-399-2457. Go Cardinals!
The Eunice Cardinals earned a trip into the Class 2A boys basketball quarterfinals with a convincing 66-47 win over Tularosa last weekend. Coach Mason McBee, what was the formula for success in the win against Thule?
I thought we had some height advantage inside, and we started there. The kids just played well and hit some shots, and we were able to do the things we needed to get lead. early in the game and then just kind of hang on from there.
It was the Cardinals' 19th win of the season, and it gets them a date with number 1 Pecos, a very versatile team, Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. at the Rio Rancho Event Center.
They're just a good team. They're good all around. They can run the ball and they can press and do some different things. So we'll have our hands full. They're very similar to us. We like to get up and down the floor too, so we expect a competitive game.
With a 3-game stretch to the finish line, McBee believes that the team that brings its A game will win it all.
This Eunice Cardinals update has been brought to you by Guns Up Services, 2403 Avenue O in Eunice. Proudly serving the community for over 13 years. Go Cardinals!
Los Alamos Ammo presents the Lovington Gun Show. Saturday and Sunday, March 18th and 19th. 9 to 5 Saturday, 10 to 4 on Sunday. This is a buy, sell, and trade gun and knife show at the Lee County Fairgrounds, 101 South Commercial Street. This is an all-ages event, so bring the whole family. It's the Lovington Gun Show at the Lee County Fairgrounds, March 18th and 19th. Be there.
Whoa, I woke up this morning.
If you can't be an athlete, be an athletic supporter.
Be in the Breakfast Club, powered by Carlsbad Chevrolet and broadcasting from the Inn of the Mountain God studio. Text line at 877-396-W105.
Be and the Breakfast Club in the morning, W105.
Hey, old man, try this.
This is my song.
Guys, here's what not to say on International Women's Day. Let's celebrate International Women's Day. And remember, behind every successful woman is a cat. It's International Women's Day. Send nudes. It was supposed to be yesterday, but they took longer than expected to get ready. Ow! And that's what not to say on International Women's Day.
It is International Women's Day. We are saluting all women. Tom, how would you like to salute all women?
I would say to them, thank you.
Wait, did I miss something? Did you say thank?
I'll say thank you. You can't hear nowadays.
Or maybe it's you.
I ain't got the one.
So it wouldn't be get in the kitchen, make me a sandwich. You shouldn't be in the military, and so on and so forth. Because those are things that you've said in the past.
Yeah, or breastfeeding is yucky.
Yeah.
Well, I do have my opinions, but when it comes to women who bring us into this world, thank you.
Thank you. Now get back in the kitchen, make me a sandwich. Is that what you're trying to say? Thank you.
No.
8:14. Check out the weather this morning. We've got fog in the forecast tonight and into tomorrow morning. But today, cloudy and up to about 51. Overnight low tonight getting down to about 46. That fog will stick around tonight and to tomorrow morning. 72 tomorrow after the fog starts burning off. And then 68 on Friday. Get this, 83 and sunny coming up on Saturday. Check of the weather being brought to you by Roadrunner Grill, offering great breakfast. In fact, they're serving up breakfast as we speak. They start every morning. They open the doors at 6 a.m. If you're looking to get an early breakfast, that's a perfect place to go. Great breakfast, great customer service, just good people. Get in there and try their breakfast out. They have awesome lunches. And from time to time, they get specialty stuff like crab legs, shrimp, alligator, and more. We'll let you know when they get the shipments in. And they serve them up the right way. If you want them to go to your location or you want the food to go to a location, you just call them and they'll make meals for everybody location. You pick up and take it out there and just call in advance. 575-748-3324. Roadrunner Grill inside the Best Western Pecos Inn. Good news of the day on the way this morning. Got a lot of things to talk about. State Department warning Americans to avoid traveling to Mexico. What's going on right now, Tom?
Don't know.
spring break, maybe. I'm just thinking out loud. Maybe spring break. And so they're telling folks to avoid going to Mexico. Spring break coming up, and most of the damage will be done to people's livers.
Ooh.
Yeah, Mexico probably will not be a great choice for spring break. The advisory would be that to warn travelers not to go to Mexico. If something goes wrong, mainly because of the current administration, you're on your own. You're on your own unless you're a black lesbian. And then they will work diligently to get you out. Just saying. The viewers of This Morning, which is a daytime TV program in England, were left disgusted after a dish containing squirrel was eaten live on the show. What's the problem with squirrels?
God.
I mean, have you looked at your teeth lately, you Brits? That might be more disgusting. Just saying. Just throwing it out there. Squirrel? Disgusting? I'm okay with squirrel. I've eaten it many times. Of course, it tastes just like chicken.
I was going to say, a Cajun okay with eating squirrel? No.
I'm good with that. National Transportation Safety Board announced yesterday that it would open special investigation into the Norfolk Southern safety practices, culture, and, of course, we got to get to the culture also. I mean, they've had 3 derailments. It could be brought on by equity and culture, of course. What the hell? Pete Buttigieg in the chart. Gee whiz. Boy Meets World. Ben Savage has officially launched his campaign for U.S. Congress. Tom, is he a Republican or a Democrat?
Not sure. I don't even. The only Ben Savage I have heard of is the one that was in the TV series. Is he a TV star?
In the what?
Which is what he just said.
I thought he was a TV star.
Boy Meets World star Ben Savage has finalized that he's running for Congress. That was what he just said.
Oh, no, not that TV show. The other TV show. You remember him with Danica Patrick?
That would be Fred Savage.
There
his
you
brother.
go. What? It's in the neighborhood.
I mean, if you met one Savage, you met them all.
Right.
Okay. A bill that would make it easier to get military kids enrolled in New Mexico schools is headed through the Roundhouse. Senate Bill 120 would open school enrollment for kids if their parents got, their placement orders and they don't have a permanent address. This would make it easier for them. You would think this would be a bipartisan issue and would fly through. Renewing medical marijuana.
Is a Democrat.
What's that?
Just FYI. Ben Savage is a Democrat.
Oh, wow. Renewing medical marijuana cards could be getting a lot easier. There's a push at the Roundhouse that would make it easier and less expensive for more than 100,000 medical marijuana patients to get their cards. Right now, people who use medical marijuana have to renew their patient ID every 3 years, and they have to get a medical certificate annually. And so they have to go to the doctor and so on and so forth. So they're trying to make it easier for people to be able to get their medical. I mean, now that you have recreational, let's go. Tom's always talking about the correspondent. Let's go to the marijuana correspondent who happens to be in the studio, Russ Black. What's the difference between medical marijuana and recreational marijuana?
As far as the marijuana itself?
Yes.
Nothing.
Oh, that's what I was thinking.
Nothing.
The only difference is that it's taxed. You pay a tax on the marijuana.
If I go in and buy with my medical card, I don't pay any taxes because I pay for the card.
Right. which is about $300 a year, if I remember right. $300
a little less than that, but not much.
So you have to look at how much would you spend on the taxes to make up that money. And, you have to take off and go get a medical, go to the doctor. And so I'll let you figure that out. El Paso County Sheriff Richard Wiles is retiring. He has served 43 years with the Sheriff's Department.
Goodness.
Wow. And you do know, right, Tom, that Texas does not term limit their sheriff.
That's right.
I mean, you could be a sheriff for life or for your life, pretty much, in Texas. And New Mexico woman, 42-year-old Letitia Ashley, has been accused of involuntary manslaughter along with abandonment and child abuse. Ashley will remain under supervision while awaiting her trial. According to the district attorney, Ashley operated the vehicle under the influence of alcohol while her children were in the car. Incident occurred in McKinley County and resulted in the death of one child. If convicted, she'll get up to 8 years in prison. So 8 years for the death of one of those kids. That just does not sound like enough. 8:23, a break's on the way. Tom A's in charge of the text. Our number 877-396-W105.
All right, before we go back to the text, we have a caller on the line. Good morning. You're on Being the Breakfast Club.
Woo, good morning, carnales. How you doing? Man, I thought I was going to be stuck on this phone without getting answered. My golly,
thank God Tom was in charge of that phone.
That's right.
Hey, boy, Tom, boy. You get an A after A, Thomas. Yeah. I want to say something about these dumb people going to Mexico. Americans, come on, people. Get your heads out of your duffel bag. You go down there in Mexico, you speak that little word English, oh, shoot, they got you marked. When you cross that border, let me tell you this, people. When you cross that border, you're actually the federals, the police, any other people from the law, they're part of the cartels. How did they find out that little shed back there so quickly? The guy surrenders real quick. Guess what? That guy they caught, they're going to open up the front door, then they're going to open up the back door, take the handcuffs off. He's going to get in the vehicle. They're going to drive him away. He's going to start over. Stay away from Mexico. By golly, people.
A patsy.
Yeah, that's all it was. How did the federals do that? What the hell they was in? Those little houses right there, they're actually made for the farmers' workers. When they go for irrigation, right, they stay there every night until the irrigation's over. Then they go home with their family. But that's the shed where they hide marijuana, dope, and drugs, all the kind of foul stench, right? And now we got 4 Americans went over there. 2 got killed.
Yep.
And 2 got saved. Wow, that's a miracle. Something's wrong here. That don't look like a right picture. Mafia, cartels. They're all cartels. Even the federals, they're in it. Chapo, when he got married up there in Delicias, Chihuahua, South Chihuahua, right? He had the city police. He had the sheriffs. He had the military protecting, guarding the whole city for him to get married, right? Because if you went into Delicias, there were escorts. Where you going? I'm going to Camargo, south of Delicias, right? They'll escort you all to the south side of Delicias. Any direction you go, you better tell them the truth where you're going. If you don't tell them the truth, you're going to get whacked, period. So stay away from Mexico, people. Use your brains and common sense. And those of you dumb kids in college, university, shut up. Stay away from Mexico. Hey, man, I want to go drink some marijuana, man. You know, they got that new stuff over there in Mexico. Yeah, man, but don't drink the water, Bo. Don't drink the water. Do some tequila. It's got some juice stuff in there.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate you.
Appreciate
that was some mota.
Yeah, the comment that got me the most was get your heads out of your duffel bags.
Right.
So messed up.
Hey, B, we have an update on this wreck on 285. It came during qualifying for the Bahama trip. One of the qualifiers said that pickup and a Suburban was the wreck on 285. Law enforcement is there, so is the fire and rescue people. That's the update. Still haven't heard from our source, but when we do, we'll get it out to you.
Traffic update being brought to you by Ragsdale Law Firm. Luke Ragsdale. Find him today. RagsdaleLawFirm.com. Special presidential envoy. He is the climate czar. John Kerry says that tensions between the United States and China are hurting talks about climate change with China. I don't know how to tell John Kerry, but China was never going to jump on board for climate change. No. Not going to happen. Never will happen. And until you get China and India on board, two of the biggest polluters, everything we do is all for naught. Biden enriched the cartels. Revenue has increased 26 times since 2018. We need pressure on Mexico. Not to invade it, but we need to put pressure on Mexico. Let them know who's in charge. Because right now, I'm going to be honest, it looks like Mexico's in charge. That's a true story. Tom Brady says he is not coming back. Rumor mill going. He says he's too busy taking care of his 2-month-old kitten. Aww. He's not coming back. And of course, and then in a year he starts his broadcast career. Yeah. 828, Tomas.
All right. Lots of stuff there, says one of the texters. And Adam says, tell us.
He had two texts, and then he put in the little line. What that does is that covers up his primary text with his last comment. But first thing he said, I don't want to say he's wrong, but there's quite a few differences between medical and recreational marijuana. Yes, cost, but also the THC percentage of doses is higher or stronger for medical patients. Product availability is more limited for recreational medical patients and protected by HIPAA.
HIPAA.
I don't know what he's speaking about, if he's talking about before it was legal, which before it was legal, it was all medical. And yeah, it was a higher THC count because you were getting that grade of marijuana over what you could get off the streets. But now in the state of New Mexico, you walk in and you buy the marijuana. There's no, you go to this room for the medical and you go to this room for the recreational. No, it just matters whether they charge you your taxes on it or not. You buy the same weed.
I'm sure there's different strains, just like anything, but the dispensaries that are providing the recreational marijuana are the same ones providing the medical marijuana, just FYI.
And you're 100% right. It's all the same stuff.
Yeah. Back to Texas for a moment. Tell that guy to bleep up, says Adam this morning, and talk about an awkward phone call, says Hulkawini. Another says, it's just too early in the morning just to be drunk, says the text. And you know what?
8:30. Go ahead.
All right, so we'll finish this one. All that Fauci really needs is a mustache to be the new Hitler.
Fauci.
Thank you. 8:31, beautiful day today. A little cloudy, but 51. Fog tomorrow into really starting late tonight, end of tomorrow. Some foggy weather, but we're going to be in the 80s and sunny skies coming up on Saturday. Check of the weather being brought to you by Rig Outfitters and the Home Store, Broadmoor Mall, and Hobbs. Extensive collection of FR jeans, coveralls, gloves, work boots, steel-toe boots, hard hats. They've got it all. They also have furniture, appliances, electronics, all with zero down financing. Talk to them about zero down financing. And right next door, our buddy Joe saw the niche in the market, scrubs. Nobody was selling scrubs, so he started Scrub Outfitters. And they have the largest selection of scrubs in 100 miles. Big name brands, Healing Hands, Medcouture's, Peaches, and more. They've got comfy compression socks and shoes and all the equipment that you might need. Scrub Outfitters, right next door to Rig Outfitters in the Broadmoor Mall. Checking in, finding out what's going on with news this morning. We'll keep you updated with everything. 832 News being brought to you by Camp the Tall Pines. Beautiful, scenic, Mayhill, New Mexico. They've got the cozy cabins, raised platform campsites. They've added a bunch of RV hookups. And, of course, as we speak, they're building additional cozy cabins. Find out more information by going to camptallpines.com. You can also find them on Facebook or call them, 575-687-4101. And Will, the Turkey Federation is coming back to Camp of the Tall Pines. What's the dates on that?
Saturday, April 29th is the second annual Turkey Fest with the National Wild Turkey Federation. So they're teaming up once again. Last year's first banquet was the biggest in New Mexico, and they've got the second one scheduled April 29th. That is Saturday. So definitely hit up Camp of the Tall Pines to find out more about the second annual Turkey Fest.
So Camp Tall Pines for more information. They're on Facebook or call them at 575-687-4101. Let's get updated with all the news. First, though, qualifying you for our trip to the Bahamas, 833. We're W105.
Fish, won't you do it all the time? We're just fishing. Full-time fishing. On the day, I've got a bite.
MTD Radio News. I'm Jim Miller. Here's what's happening. In Lovington, the sister Rick Ford reaching for her relative's hand as jurors came back with a verdict of guilty on all counts. Jury found Prieto guilty of committing first-degree murder, first-degree felony, armed robbery, a second-degree felony, and tampering with evidence, a fourth-degree felony. Prieto of Hobbs shot and killed Ford, also of Hobbs, in his home on East Jemez Street in February of 2020. The family of Ford says they're pleased with the verdict and can finally lay everything to rest. A bill that would ban prescribed burns on red flag warning days will now head to the House floor. The bill stops prescribed burns on days when the National Weather Service issues a red flag warning for wind. The bill was introduced in response to the Calf Canyon Hermit's Peak Fire, which was caused by federal prescribed burns. The bill passed in the Senate in February. If it is passed by the House, it'll head to the governor's desk. 38-year-old Stephen Rodriguez of Hobbs, who has a history of allegedly taking things that don't belong to him, arrested for the 8th time after he allegedly stole a car, led police on a high-speed chase, and held a woman hostage. Rodriguez arrested on February 16. Well, the top team of the state delivered in the quarterfinals. Very talented 8-seeded Sandia Matadors. Eagles controlled for much of the first half, but a surge by the Matadors and Sidney Benally got Sandia in a position to tie the game in the third quarter. The Lady Eagles then went on to shoot over 41% of the final period, closing out the game with a 51-43 win. Hobbs now faces La Cueva tomorrow morning at 9:45 a.m. And that's what's happened. I'm Jim Miller, MTD Radio News.
This Eunice Cardinals update being brought to you by Guns Up Services, 2403 Avenue O, proudly supporting the Eunice Cardinals.
Guns Up Services, LLC of Eunice, supporting the community for over 13 years, wants to wish the Eunice Cardinals another winning year and are also encouraging everyone to show up in support of all Eunice sport. With oil field services that range from vacuum trucks, winch trucks, dump trucks, and backhoes, they have frac tanks, caliche, downhole chemicals, saltwater disposal, and freshwater sales. Guns Up Services, LLC, helping keep our oil field trucking. 2403 Avenue O, Eunice, or call at 575-399-2457. That's 575-399-2457. Go Cardinals!
The Eunice Cardinals are the defending 2A baseball champions and are ready to defend that title, but they'll have to do it with a very young team, says Coach Drew Reynolds.
Well, we got a couple guys that got a lot of playing time last year, but we graduated the majority of our team. We graduated 11 seniors. I mean, we had guys on our bench that could have started for most teams in our class, and that's just a testament to the kids. I mean, the kids come out and work hard, and they're great athletes. This year, we're a little more raw. We're learning as we go. And kids that are going to be plugged into tough situations that they haven't had to deal with before. So we're just hoping, I feel like we're going to have some growing pains early, but I think at the end of the year we'll be able to compete.
The Cardinals open their season at Alpine on Friday for a 6 p.m. first pitch. Then on March 14th, New Mexico Military Institute comes to town. Then the Cardinals will host a 3-day tournament beginning Thursday, first round game against Jow.
This Eunice Cardinals update has been brought to you by Guns Up Services, 2403 Avenue O in Eunice, proudly serving the community for over 13 years. Go Cardinals!
Unlock big rewards this March at Inn of the Mountain Gods and Casino Apache. Play Fridays at Inn of the Mountain Gods and Saturdays at Casino Apache with your Apache Spirit Club card to earn entries into unlock your free play drawings. 5 lucky winners each week will get a chance to unlock up to $1,000 in free Spirit Play. Unlock your free play Fridays at Inn of the Mountain Gods and Saturdays at Casino Apache. Be 21 or older, visit inofthemountaingods.com or see Apache Spirit Club booth for details.
Hey everyone, this is Daniel Bellis at Carlsbad Chevrolet. I want you guys to relax a little bit. I want you to lean back and I'm going to hypnotize you. We're going to buy your vehicles at Carlsbad Chevrolet. We're going to give you top dollar at Carlsbad Chevrolet to buy your vehicles.
Wake up and bring me your dang car. What's really going on? Bring your cars. You need to get rid of them. I need more. I'm ready to pay you top dollar like I pay the auctions. We need to supplement these new cars that are not coming, and we need them now. That's right here at Carlsbad Chevrolet. No hassles, no commissions, period.
The science is clear. Nutritious food helps kids grow up healthier and do better in school. Senate Bill 4, backed by Governor Lujan Grisham and sponsored by Senators Michael Padilla and Leo Jaramillo, means better nutrition, better student performance, and a brighter future for our children.
You gotta have a healthy lunch so your brain can get strong.
This message is brought to you by the American Heart Association. Call your legislators today and ask them to support Mexico State Senate Bill 4.
If you need an aggressive, experienced personal injury attorney who is honest and true, you need to get the Gorilla.
So I'm 23 years old. I worked at a warehouse and I took an injury which caused the amputation of my right leg. I was approached by a specific firm and they turned my case down within 5 minutes. I was told to come visit the Gorilla Law Firm and immediately they saw potential in my case. And I tell you what, Gorilla Law Firm had my back when no one else did. The Gorilla Law Firm made me a multi-millionaire. And if you're injured, you call the Gorilla Law Firm too.
The Gorilla Law Firm, 3130 North Grimes and Hobbs, or call 575-964-2720.
March into spring with the Yucca Blossom Festival, Saturday and Sunday, March 11th and 12th at the Walter Gerald Civic Center. Come check out the arts and crafts of over 50 vendors. There will be food trucks on site. Win great door prizes throughout this fun-filled 2-day event. It's a great time for the entire family, including face painting for the kids. March into spring with the Yucca Blossom Festival, March 11th and 12th at the Carlsbad Civic Center. Ad paid by Carlsbad Lodgers Tax.
We can make the morning if we try. Beef and the Breakfast Club in the morning, W105.
Be in the Breakfast Club, powered by Carlsbad Chevrolet and broadcasting from the Inn of the Mountain Gods studio. Text line at 877-396-W1.
The beast whale. God.
Good news of the day on the way this morning, 20 minutes away from the hour of 9 o'clock. International Women's Day. Who's going to be on the extended version, Tom?
It is he's leaving the City of Roswell Police Department. Police Chief Phil Smith will be our guest on the extended version this morning.
I knew you were a male chauvinist pig. International Women's Day, and you got a guy on.
Well, maybe we'll get her tomorrow.
You see where I'm going here. You see where I'm going. All right, 841. Looks like viewers of the People magazine are talking about Jamie Lee Curtis recently revealed that she declined the Oscar dinner invite because mommy has to go to bed early. Yeah, she admitted that she's old and had to go to bed early.
Now, was she nominated for an Oscar? Is that why she was invited?
Well, no, they just wanted her at the Oscar. I mean, she had won before, so they wanted her there. But sorry. And 2 dead in a stampede at a Glorietta concert. Police in Rochester, New York, yesterday confirmed that 2 people died at a, thank God I'm wrong, Glorilla concert. Have you ever heard of this?
Mm-mm.
It's got to be a rap group because it's spelled Glorilla. Rilla.
Glorilla.
Concert. Anybody? And supposedly it was sparked by gunshots. That's what got everybody stampeding, but 2 people dead in the stampede. Have no idea who that is. Sorry about that. And Sarah Lane, who portrayed Elizabeth Granger for 4 seasons on The Virginian, passed away.
Oh.
She was 70. She didn't even let me get how old she was in there.
70-something.
Before you gave me the
Oh.
She was on The Virginian. She was 73 years old. I didn't even get it in. Yeah, I mean, I came close, but
I don't remember her. Do you
it.
remember her, Russ? I don't remember.
I have no idea. Jimmy Kimmel talking about the Oscars. He'll be hosting the Oscars, and he said, if somebody comes up to me, I will slap the blank out of anybody who tries to slap me. Or I actually said I will beat the blank out of anybody that tries to slap me at the Oscars.
Whatever.
And Oklahoma
I hope
turns
just for that
down.
he gets the crap slapped out of him.
Right.
I'm hoping that he says something about Jada Pinkett Smith. I mean, call her hoe or something. I mean, really. I mean, don't even talk about her hair. Call her hoe. Oklahoma voters on Tuesday rejected legalizing marijuana. So, done. Oklahoma would have been the 22nd state to legalize marijuana, but they voted no against marijuana. Stoney LaRue, who's from Oklahoma, has got a song about smoking marijuana. I digress. Looks like Senator Tom Cotton introduced legislation to ensure that criminals who commit carjackings are not eligible for early release from prison. Talking about the revolving door and carjackings. We'll see if that goes. Who knows? It probably won't pass. And Tony Gonzalez, who is a congressman, he's a Republican, told reporters during a press conference on Monday that Uvalde schools are under lockdown 3 to 4 times a week because of the smugglers and the surge of immigrants passing through Uvalde. Gonzalez and several other House members toured Uvalde and Eagle Pass, and then spoke to the press about this. They went down to Uvalde, Caney County, Zavala County, Frio County, and they all had one thing to say: we need to fix this. 15 minutes away from 9, Tom on the text. We'll talk about Big Bend. Something terrible happened there. And women denying abortions are actually suing the state of Texas. We'll get to that more. 15 away from the hour.
You know, the text says the HIPAA or whatever protects from jobs from firing us. I mean, I work with heavy equipment, and my job can't fire me due to my medical card, says the texter. And another one says, good luck to the Hobbs Lady Eagles today as they take on La Cueva at the Pit in the semifinals. Go Lady Eagles. By the way, also the Eunice boys and the Jow boys are in the Class 2A quarterfinals. And the Capitan girls down in Lincoln County are also in the 2A semis. They beat Pecos yesterday by 1 point, 41-40. So good luck to those ball clubs. And the last caller must be related to the guy that calls Trady. He talks forever, says Big Willie this morning.
It's not really one I wanted you to read, but that's all right.
Well, you read mine.
And then one guy says, Hey guys, the caller is right. I'm from Chihuahua area, and what he's talking about is true. The law is in cahoots with the criminals, and they'll find out who you are and what you're there for, and then they'll tip them off to set them up to get you. So somebody was agreeing with that caller all the way.
Thank you, Tom, so much. Monday afternoon, Big Bend National Parks Communications Center received a call requesting emergency assistance along the Hot Springs Canyon Trail. Caller indicated 64-year-old female had collapsed and was unresponsive. Team park rangers got there along with the Border Patrol, and she ended up dying. So she was a hiker at the park. There is no shade or water at the park. I wonder how hot it was that day, though. It was just this past Monday. And U.S. and Mexican law enforcement confirmed that two out of the four U.S. citizens abducted from Matamoros, Mexico, have died. And they also said that they were kidnapped by the Gulf Cartel members. Woman denied abortions in Texas are now suing to clarify exceptions in that law. So 5 women so far are suing, and they're all part of a group. So we'll see where this plays out. And eventually this will go back to the Supreme Court of the United States of America. 844. Tom, who's coming up on the extended version?
He is currently the police chief for the city of Roswell, but he'll be stepping down soon and travel to another police department job in the state of Colorado. We'll tell you more about that. He's coming up at 9:06.
All right, we will be talking to him. Wedding venue. The owner points a gun at the newlyweds. Where else would this happen but Florida? Southwest Ranches, Florida couple got married and got off to a rocky start. The owner of the venue got very upset about loud music. You need to turn off that loud music or I will put a gun to your head. He actually, pointed the gun at the groom. And told him to get out. Wow. Not a good way to start the marriage, just saying. Yep. I mean, who gets mad about loud wedding music?
Right. People don't
Talk
want to be
about
married.
being a buzzkill. This guy is a buzzkill.
And this is one
made. Say what?
A traffic update we probably need to get to pretty quick. Go ahead and finish your story.
Well, no, you already messed up the punch.
I'm sorry.
I'm not going to hit it again.
Tell it, B.
All right,
Tell
go
it,
ahead.
Tell it. All right. There's an accident.
You screwed up the punchline. Once it's done, it's
sorry.
Wait, Russ.
All right, go
There's
ahead.
an accident in Hobbs on the bypass right in front of the Walmart. This certain text tells us a Billy dropped his trailer in the middle of the road. And we'll try to get more on now. Call Hobbs City Cops. Maybe give some more information. Hey, by the way, on that update on that accident on 285 this morning near Loving, Matt Hutchinson just texted me. He said everything's okay. There are no injuries from that accident.
Thank you so much, Tom. Hobbs PD warning everybody that there is a reoccurring crime of theft of catalytic converters in Hobbs. Yeah, so they're letting people be warned about that. You know, back in the day, I would encourage anybody to go ahead and take my catalytic converter.
Right. Now, what's in
that? A car runs without a catalytic converter.
What's in that thing that makes
and
it
in New Mexico right now, you don't have to do any testing before you get your driver's license. So, Russ, I mean, they could take the catalytic converter. Problem is, then you got to get it to the shop and get the So
well, New Mexico law is kind of strange.
Really?
For it to be a legal exhaust in the state of New Mexico, it just has to be a gathered exhaust. That's it. You don't have to have a catalytic converter. You can come straight off the heads, and as long as you bring both of those pipes together at any point where they join into one, then that's a gathered exhaust. So what you do is you just run straight pipes right off your headers and bring them back, and you run a little bead line in between the two pipes to put them together, and then you run them out the back of your Mustang.
I would like that more, but that's just me. I'm kind of crazy. 852 car runs a whole bunch better without it. Just saying it does. 852. 852. But I don't like the idea of anybody stealing anything without, my permission. School janitor in Pennsylvania left gifts for girls at their desk. By the way, when police investigated, this clown had 74 pictures of kids doing sex acts. What? Thanks for investigating this guy. I'm serious. Thank you. We don't need guys like this inside of the school. By the way, I've been working at the elementary school since 2019. Tom, what's the number one college in New Mexico?
The number for what? Just the number one college?
Best college. They looked at acceptance rate, pricing, enrollment, overall niche grade, diversity grade, professor's grade, and athletic grade.
I would say Eastern New Mexico in Portales.
So, number one on the list would be New Mexico Tech.
That makes sense.
Their acceptance rate is 97%. 97%. And by the way, they didn't give them a diversity grade. But New Mexico State University came in at number 2, and Eastern New Mexico came in at number 3. So congratulations going out to Eastern New Mexico and Portales and Hobbs. 854. Coming up next, we'll talk about a Hobbs man arrested for the 8th time, and also another case out of Hobbs, the Puerto case. I got to find that story so I can get to it. So I'll get to all of those and more coming up this morning.
And the catalytic converters contain precious metals.
Catalytic.
Yeah, is that the way you pronounce it?
Catalytic.
Oh, okay. It's in the neighborhood. Contains precious metal as plutonium?
Platinum.
Oh, plutonium. Okay, platinum.
A little bit of a difference between platinum and plutonium. Just hate to tell you, Tom, that's not even in the neighborhood.
And another thing, this is a big one, by the way. Now, that's a lie. I work running equipment, and they will fire your butt so fast. But it's not federally legal that they can fire you. No questions asked, says the texter.
That's all I get.
Yeah.
Damn, I'm looking for this story.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you want me to delay it?
And that's all I get. Thank you.
Well, one texter said, and this is racist liberal.
Oh, I don't want to say that one.
What's with all the gun violence? First, this guy shoots someone just because they were on his land, and now this guy, we need to get a hold of all the people with the guns. Hey, look, I know the people had disappeared off that guy's land, who was, you just said, just shooting people on his land. Mm-hmm. His testimony is that they was carrying AK-47s and Razor weapons at him, and an investigation on his land, they found ammunition consistent with that would have been carried in an AK-47. Well, unless they was just carrying around in their pockets for fun, I have a feeling that there was probably weapons involved associated with that ammo they found on his property. So I believe his story that they were on his property with weapons and engaged him. And if you're on my property and you engage me with an AK-47, I'm going to light you up.
Right. Hey, Texas says...
Hobbs man arrested for the 8th time. Has a history of taking things that don't belong to him. 8th time he's been arrested for stealing cars and all kind of other. This last time he led police on a high-speed chase and held a woman hostage.
My goodness.
Can you please throw this joker, Steven Rodriguez, in jail and throw away the damn key? He has not rehabilitated himself. He continues to break the same damn laws. It comes a point where you just say, he's not going to do it. We got to cut our losses here. Crazy story. Hershey's jumps on plant-based craze. Reese's Peanut Butter Cups is going all plant-based. No dairy milk in the makings of Reese's. Say it is not so. That's something sacred. Why are you messing with that? Crazy. Good news of the day. We're going to get to that. Let's talk about this case. I meant to bring this up earlier, and I did not. This case, thanks to our partners at the Hobbs News Sun. Is there something?
No. I'm sorry. My mic was just open while I laughed at somebody text.
So talking about the Puerto case, Tom, you followed that story early on.
Yes.
There's a lot of crazy things with this story, and I'm sorry if I touch on anybody, ruffle any feathers, but the mayor of Hobbs' son was involved in this case in many, many ways and was not charged. But Rick Ford was murdered, and they discovered Mr. Puerto in Dallas. He's from Hobbs. He was driving the Ford's vehicle. They have charged him with tampering with evidence, first degree, also first degree murder, armed robbery, second degree felony, tampering with evidence, fourth degree felony. Puerto, 44 of Hobbs, shot and killed Rick Ford, also of Hobbs. Family of Ford said that they are pleased with the verdict and can finally lay everything to rest. And I know the family, and God bless. Hopefully, this brings some closure to all of this. But there's more to this story. Just saying. Also, all right. That's Tom. You remember that story though, right?
A couple of years ago, it occurred. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. 8:59. We got to get. What's that?
Racist liberal text in says, "Threaten me live on the radio." Good one, Russ. How did I threaten you?
I missed the threat.
I missed the threat. I said if someone was on my land threatening me with an AK-47, I'd light them up. I didn't say I'd light you up, but that's an immediate lefty wussy response. Oh, you're threatening me. Oh, Jesus. I mean,
racist liberal, you don't even have an AK, so shut up.
All right.
Right. If you're on my land, threaten me with an AK-47, yes, I will light you up. There's the threat. If you come on my land, racist liberal, and threaten me with an AK-47, I will light your ass up. Okay? Is that clear enough?
Don't we have trespassing laws?
Supposed to.
I'm just wondering if we still have those. Are they enforceable now? I don't know if they are or not. All right, we got to get to good news of the day. Good news of the day being brought to you by Farmers Insurance Agent Herschel Rustin Hayes, Avenue D in Lovington, right across the street from Bob's. Give him a call, 575-396-0513. Rustin Hayes can take care of your home, auto, life insurance, commercial insurance, and more. Proud sponsor of the good news of the day.
So a woman in Indiana recently passed away, and now her 5-year-old great-grandson is going viral after paying her tribute by singing My Heart Will Go On at her funeral. One of the most precious things you'll ever see, and of course it is going viral on the web right now. A guy in South Dakota posted a photo on Reddit after his 6-year-old foster daughter wrote him a note saying, "Please love me." He wrote back and said, "I will always love you." Put it on her nightstand. He and his wife are actually planning to adopt her and her little brother soon. They just have to wait a few months to make it official. And that is the good news of the day.
Good news of the day being brought to you by our buddy Herschel Rustin Hayes. Check him out today. Tom, anything else?
All right, so a couple of texts ago says Hillary sold our plutonium, says one of the texters. And one of the other text says, is there an Eastern New Mexico in Hobbs? I think B was referring to New Mexico Junior College. And that's a college that is here.
Did I say Hobbs?
I
thought I said Roswell and Portales.
You threw in Hobbs, I think by accident, though.
I don't think I did, but
we straighten it out. No big
deal. I don't think there was anything to straighten out, but no. God bless you for trying to straighten it out. You can't even straighten out your own damn mess.
Well, you talking to me?
Well, thank you.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm talking to you. Directly to you. All right, 9:02. We're coming right back. The extended version. We're going to be talking to Chief Smith about leaving Roswell.
Yep.
Chief of Police of the city of Roswell. We'll talk to him coming up next. News this morning being brought to you by Zia Guns, 1907 North Main in Roswell. Over 1,000 guns in stock, handguns, rifles, shotguns. They've got them all. And they give great customer service. Thinking about getting personal protection? Zia Guns has lethal and non-lethal personal protection. Trade in your old gun to get a better gun at Zia Guns. Closed on Saturday, open on Sunday, 1907 North Main in Roswell. We're coming right back with Chief Smith, KWMW, Maljamore, 105.1 FM.